This page advertises Toonimi's exciting Naruto Gekitu Ninja Taisen 2 for GameCube, featuring a ton of new characters and chaotic 4-player simultaneous battles. It's the ultimate ninja showdown. This page is the vibrant cover of Nintendo Dream Magazine, issue 112 from 2004, a combined release covering late May and early June. The star of the show is clearly Pikmin 2, featured prominently with its colorful cast of Pikmin and Olimar. The issue boasts a supersized appendix for Pikmin 2, including a creature encyclopedia and map poster, plus a developer interview. The cover also teases two major new GameCube titles fans were eagerly awaiting: Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door, and Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance. For handheld players, there's coverage of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror with strategy tips. Another exciting special appendix highlighted is a soundtrack CD for the classic Super Mario Bros. 3. The magazine also features a developer interview commemorating the release of Final Fantasy I and II, Dawn of Souls on GBA. It's packed with content for both GameCube and Game Boy Advance fans. This page is a full-page advertisement for the Game Boy Advance title, Naruto Saikyo Ninja Daikeshu 2. It highlights fast-paced, side-scrolling ninja action, the ability to switch between Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura in real time, explosive jujutsus like Sasuke's Chidori, and introduces powerful rivals. The game supports 14 players with communication features, including chaotic 4-person battles. It also promotes a first-run limited bonus, a unique frog-shaped GBA case based on Naruto's wallet. The game was released on April 29, 2004. This page is an advertisement for Pikmin 2 on Nintendo GameCube. Featuring Captain Olimar and various Pikmin types, it promotes the game releasing April 29, 2004, highlighting its unique characters and treasure hunting adventure. This page is the cover and contents of Nintendo Dream Volume 112 from May 21, 2004. The cover features Tanuki Mario and the Pikmin characters, setting the stage for a stacked issue. The main features prominently highlighted are Pikmin 2, right on the heels of its release, promising developer interviews; Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door, listed as Mario Story 2, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, Wario World, and Final Fantasy I and II, Dawn of Souls on GBA. The contents list breaks down features by console, covering GameCube and Game Boy Advance. Games like the Legend of Zelda titles, Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, Metroid, Zero Mission, and Dragon Quest characters, Torneco's Great Adventure 3. There are also recurring features in columns. A major highlight is the two big special supplements, which include a Pikmin 2 diagram poster and a Super Mario Bros. 3 soundtrack CD. The page also previews an article about a Phantasy Star Online Episode 3 event. It looks like a packed issue covering many exciting Nintendo titles from the time. This page showcases Nintendo's big spring lineup with a new title rush, highlighting 3 powerful games. The clear star is Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door, referred to here by its working title, Mario Story 2. A large, vibrant illustration of Paper Mario dominates the page, alongside a screenshot showing the unique paper-crafted world and characters. The text celebrates the return of Paper Mario and calls it the sequel to the N64 masterpiece, teasing the adventure in its picture book-like setting. The page also lists 2 other significant titles alongside Paper Mario 2, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, under its Japanese title, and Wario World. A small box provides key details for Paper Mario 2, confirming its genre as RPG, being published by Nintendo, and targeting a 2004 release for one player. It's exciting to see these major titles being promoted together, especially the highly anticipated return of Paper Mario. This page dives deeper into one of the highlighted titles from the previous page, Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door, referred to here as the new Mario Story. The page celebrates the unique papercraft aesthetic and calls Mario's adventure amazing again this time. It reminds readers that the Mario Story series is known for its paper-thin Mario character in an RPG setting. Key features like the timing-based critical attack battle system and heartwarming, fun mechanics are mentioned. Screenshots showcase the diverse world, from snowy landscapes and bustling towns to a massive, ancient door. The game's companions are featured, including Professor Frankly and Goombella. Likely Goombella, speculating if she is Goombaria's sister from the first game. A dialogue screenshot reveals the mention of the magical map, a crucial item in the game. The page also highlights the action with a large battle scene featuring many enemies, and teases fun events like a quiz show minigame with Thwomp, Dosen, and an adventure on a pirate ship with characters like Toad and the speculated Marco. The article emphasizes that challenging many enemies is a big feature of the series. It's clear the game promises a deep and charming adventure building on the foundation of the original Paper Mario. This page delves into the amazing battle system of the new Paper Mario. The Thousand-Year Door. Battles happen on a stage with an audience who cheer you on, and things get wild with encounters against massive numbers of enemies, like a staggering 1,000 dry bones or 1,000 chomps. The turn-based combat keeps the series core with timing-based action commands for both attacking and defending, allowing for successive hits and bigger damage if you nail the timing. The unique audience system means their cheers translate into support, shown by stars that accumulate when you get a nice rating for good plays, potentially leading to powerful special moves when their excitement gauge reaches 100. Beyond the standard jump and punch, the game features different attack methods depending on the weapon or item you use. For example, the page shows how the hammer attack works, requiring you to pull back on the stick to charge and release with the correct timing for a powerful blow. The screenshots show the battle interface, the audience, various enemies like Paragoombas, Dry Bones, and Chomps, and the dynamic stage backgrounds. It's clear the battles are going to be a major highlight. This page dives into Nintendo's powerful lineup of upcoming Mario titles, hinting at exciting new adventures. The focus starts on Luigi, the often overshadowed brother. While he was a key partner in games like Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, he sat out Paper Mario. The page questions whether Luigi will join Mario this time or be left behind again, showing images of his home and him standing alone. Next, we get a look at the new Paper Mario game. Building on the previous game's visual style, the papery element is now a core game mechanic. Mario can transform into a paper airplane to traverse areas, and there's a battle screenshot that looks surprisingly like classic Super Mario Bros. Gameplay, but with a distinct paper aesthetic. Interestingly, the page also speculates about Peach and Bowser, asking if they will join the adventure this time. One image shows Peach standing by an elevator, and another repeats the classic-style battle screenshot, questioning if Bowser might be an ally. Finally, there's a section posing questions about the story, locations, and characters. Screenshots reveal a diverse world featuring fierce dragons, peaceful flower gardens, sea voyages, airships, and mysterious castles, suggesting a wide variety of places to explore and encounters to face. It seems there's a lot of exciting mystery surrounding these upcoming titles. This page unveils the exciting debut of the Fire Emblem series, in full 3D graphics on the GameCube. The striking artwork showcases the main hero, Ikelince, alongside key characters like Elincia and Soren, accompanied by powerful Legu's allies like the Winged Hawk and the Mighty Lion. This new entry, titled Fire Emblem: Path of Radiance, promises the series' signature blend of grand storytelling and captivating characters that fans adore. The page highlights the jump to 3D, with screenshots depicting both the strategic grid-based map view and the dynamic close-up battle animations. Get ready to command your army and experience this beloved tactical RPG in a whole new dimension, slated for a winter 2004 release. This page continues the reveal of Fire Emblem: Path of Radiance for the GameCube, delving deeper into the story and characters. The main feature outlines the game's narrative, set on the continent of Teleus, where a great war erupts following the invasion of the Kingdom of Crimea by the neighboring Kingdom of Diamanes. Ike, the protagonist introduced on the previous page, is part of the Grail mercenaries, who are hired to protect Princess Elincia of Crimea. The story explores the conflict between humans and the Legus, the beast-like people also mentioned earlier. The page showcases key characters with stunning artwork and brief descriptions. Ike, the main hero and son of the mercenary leader; Grail, Ike's father and the strong, enigmatic leader of the mercenaries; Soren, the cool and calculating strategist; Titania, the skilled and dependable vice-captain of the mercenaries; and Mist, Ike's kind-hearted sister. The screenshots highlight the strategic map view, now rendered in full 3D, showing units moving across the terrain. There are also examples of the dynamic battle animations when units clash, and even a scene showing a dialogue exchange occurring directly on the map, illustrating the game's integration of story and gameplay. Character stats are also shown, confirming the series' deep RPG elements. The reviewer notes that the leap to 3D retains the classic Fire Emblem feel and charm, promising an epic new adventure. This page is all about Wario World for the Nintendo GameCube. The main feature image shows Wario absolutely drowning in a pile of gold coins and jewels, looking quite pleased with himself. There's also a smaller image of Wario ready for action. The page provides key details about the game, confirming it's a powerful action title. It focuses on Wario's big adventure in 3Ds. The main story revolves around Wario's magnificent castle, which has been transformed into a bizarre world filled with monsters due to a curse on a mysterious black jewel. Wario, the greedy rival of Mario, must battle through stages presented in a 3D side-scrolling style to defeat the monsters and reclaim his treasure and his castle. Screenshots showcase various aspects of the game, including Wario navigating spike traps, finding treasure chests, sitting proudly on his throne before the curse, and exploring the strange, colorful worlds created by the curse. The text also highlights Wario's unique character and the distinct moves he can perform. There's even a mention promoting the game and possibly WarioWare on the side. Wario World for the GameCube is a treasure-hunting action game where Wario utilizes powerful attacks like spinning, throwing, and giant swings to defeat enemies and collect treasure. Players explore 4 stages, each with 3 areas and unique challenges. Wario's status is displayed with icons for the player, coins, and health. 3 distinct worlds: WAKK World, Doki Doki World, and Hara Hara World present diverse environments and enemies. The game also features minigames from WarioWare on GBA. The core gameplay revolves around Wario's diverse attack options and his quest for treasure. This page focuses on the exciting new details surfacing about Pikmin 2 just before its release. The big surprise is that the formidable Bulborb, usually a hungry foe, seems to have a variant with a leaf on its head that acts as an ally. The magazine speculates on this leafy Bulborb, wondering if bigger ones will also join the fight, and if players can command them like Pikmin, perhaps even throwing them. There's curiosity about whether this ally will get along with the Pikmin themselves. The core gameplay is reinforced. You command Captain Olimar and the new character Louie to explore a mysterious planet, guiding the unique Pikmin creatures to fight enemies, collect treasure, and overcome obstacles that might require specific Pikmin types, adding puzzle-like elements to the AI action genre. Screenshots highlight that different Pikmin have resistances, like white Pikmin to poison gas, yellow to electricity, though others are instant KO, and a mention that the leafy Bulborb might have resistances to fire, water, and other hazards, possessing abilities equivalent to 4 Pikmin types. Key details are presented for Pikmin 2 on GameCube. Published by Nintendo, releasing April 29th for 5,800 yen, supporting 12 players, and using 27 blocks of memory. It's described as an AI action game, with hints of more secrets and even Pikminology to explore. The excitement for the long-awaited sequel is palpable, especially with these intriguing new revelations about familiar enemies turning into friends. This page introduces the brand new white and purple Pikmin appearing in Pikmin 2. Unlike the familiar red, yellow, and blue types, these new Pikmin don't emerge from the onion. Instead, they surprisingly come out of Captain Olimar's rocket upon landing. The magazine explains the unique way to obtain them. Deep underground, you'll find special flowers called Pongashi grass. By throwing your existing Pikmin into either white or purple Pongashi grass, you'll convert them into seeds of the corresponding new type. Each flower can convert up to 5 Pikmin before withering away. Screenshots demonstrate throwing Pikmin into the flowers and the resulting different colored seeds. The page also enthusiastically points out a major change. The time limit is gone. Now, players can explore the planet and gather treasure at their own pace, taking as many in-game days as needed, which should make the adventure much more relaxed and fulfilling compared to the first game. This page dives into how collecting treasures empowers Olimar and the Pikmin in Pikmin 2. It explains that among the treasures you gather to repay the company's debt are items that grant significant upgrades. First up is the Treasure Sensor Prototype, an item that reacts when you're near hidden treasures. It works even for items buried underground, and will even react to creatures carrying treasure, giving you a heads-up on where to find goodies or dangerous foes. Next, they show off a treasure that repairs the sleeping bag. This isn't just any old repair. It's a comfortable sleep assistant that lets Olimar instantly fall asleep with the press of a button, as long as his Pikmin aren't in formation. This must be a huge help when you need a quick break or want to manage the clock strategically. There's also the Vacuum Wave Speaker Treasure, which helps complete a device under development. This leads to the completion of the Mega Speaker, a power-up that significantly increases the effective range of Olimar's whistle, making it much easier to gather and direct your Pikmin, especially when battling enemies or picking up dispersed troops. Finally, there's a short blurb explaining Olimar's company. It's called Hocotate Freight, and it was apparently founded because the president released space spores when he was young. More details are promised on another page. Overall, it looks like collecting treasures is way more exciting than just clearing debt. It unlocks new abilities and makes exploration much smoother. Pikmin 2 enhances exploration with berry-based extracts. Red berries create spicy spray, boosting Pikmin speed and attack. Purple berries provide bitter spray, freezing enemies like water dumples and mamutas. Multiplayer is introduced with challenge mode, allowing 2 players to compete against the clock. A new 2-player battle mode pits players against each other in stages to collect marbles and bring them back to base, requiring strategic Pikmin management and resource gathering. This page delves into the various challenges and creatures you'll encounter while exploring in Pikmin 2, and how to overcome them using your Pikmin squad. It highlights typical obstacles like heavy objects, which the mighty purple Pikmin are perfect for moving. Dirt walls can be broken down by your army, and water hazards are the domain of blue Pikmin, who can also help drain areas by breaking plugs. Other tricky spots include paper bags that need many Pikmin to flatten, and seesaws requiring strategic throwing. The page also details how specific Pikmin types are crucial for tackling elemental gates and hazards. White Pikmin handle poisonous gas, yellow Pikmin are immune to electricity and can deal with electric gates, and the fire-resistant red Pikmin are essential for navigating fire traps and enemies. The screenshots show these different scenarios, illustrating how important it is to use the right Pikmin for the job to clear paths and collect treasure efficiently. Pikmin 2 combat strategies focus on effective targeting and enemy weaknesses. Direct attacks are often safest, especially against smaller foes like bullbears. Large bullbears and sleeping ones should be attacked from behind. The Empress Bulblax's weak spot is its face, requiring Pikmin throws before its rolling attack. Burrowing Snagrets are best targeted on their faces, with white Pikmin being ideal. Water Dumples are vulnerable on their tail fins, necessitating blue Pikmin. Dungeon bosses, while slow to attack, can quickly wipe out Pikmin. Recalling Pikmin before boss attacks is crucial for survival. This page details the early story and gameplay progression of Pikmin 2. It explains how Olimar and Louie return to the Pikmin planet to collect treasure and repay their company's massive debt. The story starts with their ship crashing and the 2 captains getting separated. Olimar quickly reunites with Red Pikmin and finds Louie, saving him from a wollywog. The page then walks through the basic gameplay loop, increasing your Pikmin army using pellets, clearing obstacles like paper bags, collecting treasure, and ending the first day. Crucially, it highlights the discovery of purple Pikmin in the first dungeon. These powerful Pikmin are key to breaking down sturdy walls and transporting heavy treasures, which in turn expands the areas you can explore. There's also a side note mentioning that treasures recovered from dungeons directly contribute to repaying the debt, suggesting dungeons are a vital source of income. It's a solid introduction to the core mechanics and the start of your debt-clearing adventure. This page continues the guide for Pikmin 2, detailing how you expand your Pikmin army beyond the red, purple, and initial white Pikmin. It shows you'll discover white Pikmin first in the White Flower Garden using special Ponga grass. These little white guys are key because they can safely open poisonous gas gates, which is essential for reaching new areas and finding more of the different Pikmin types. Next up, the page explains how defeating a fiery blowhog and using your new white Pikmin to open a gas gate leads you to yellow Pikmin. Yellow Pikmin bring their own unique abilities, notably being able to break electric gates, which are another major obstacle type. Finally, the guide shows you heading to the perplexing pool area, where you'll find the indispensable blue Pikmin. Their ability to survive and work in water is vital for exploring submerged areas and collecting underwater treasures, like those guarded by creatures such as Okedas. Each new Pikmin type unlocks more of the world and gets you closer to clearing that debt. The next page continues the exploration of the Pikmin world, presented as the second installment of a Planet Environment Report Hocotate Society feature titled Pikminology. It uses in-game research to delve into the science and culture of the Pikmin universe. It explains a critical detail about the unknown planet Olimar visits. Its atmosphere, rich in oxygen, is highly toxic to Hocotatians, requiring them to wear life support suits with them. The planet's gravity is also significantly lower, only 1/10 of Hocotate's. The report also offers insights into Hocotate society, describing it as highly civilized and peaceful, with no records of major conflicts. Hocotatians have a deep appreciation for art and treasures, with collecting being a strong tradition. Interestingly, their sensitivity to these valuable objects doesn't decrease with age, unlike many other life forms. The page includes screenshots showing the game's vibrant environment, Captain Olimar and Louis in their suits, and the treasure inventory screen, highlighting the focus on collecting valuable items in Pikmin 2. It provides fascinating background details about the planet and the characters. This page details the dire situation of Hocotate transportation at the start of Pikmin 2. The main title declares, "Hocotate transportation bankrupt, caused by the one-man president, drowning in greed, in a predicament." Captain Olimar returns from his previous adventure to find the company facing imminent collapse due to a massive 10,000 Poco debt incurred after rookie employee Louis' mistake led to the loss of valuable cargo, specifically golden pick carrots, and the president's extravagant spending. Olimar's beloved ship, the Dolphin, has been taken as collateral for the debt. To save the company, Olimar must return to the mysterious planet he previously explored, this time specifically to collect treasure to pay back the massive debt. The page highlights the Key to Company Reconstruction Space Exploration Kit, a collection of items that appear to be junk but are crucial for the mission, having been put together by the president with his son in mind. It also features the trusty Dolphin Mark I, which, despite its age, is reintroduced as the ship supporting Olimar's treasure hunting mission, possessing communication and treasure appraisal functions. The page includes images of the Hocotate transportation sign, the president character, the debt display showing 10,000 Pocos, an in-game email, the exploration kit inventory screen, and the dolphin ship. This page dives into the world of Pikmin 2 with a feature titled Pikmin 2 Human Representative Interview. The main image shows the adorable Pikmin characters alongside portraits of the three individuals being interviewed. The accompanying text highlights that for adults who grew up in the Showa era with things like milk bottle caps and Game & Watch, Pikmin 2 brings a sense of nostalgia. The three interviewees featured here were all born in the first half of the Showa 1940s, making them around the right age to feel that connection. The article invites everyone to read along, whether they were born in the Heisei era, are a Showa-born father, or a mysterious older sister whose age is a secret. A fascinating tidbit in the sidebar reveals the origin of the Pikmin name. It started as Piki during development, evolving into Piggy-me, like Pinch Me, and finally settling on the now iconic Pikmin. The page also includes photos of the three interviewees discussing the game, along with images of Olimar or Louis in their space helmets, ready for adventure. This page continues the deep dive into the development of Pikmin 2 with the team. Here we meet three key figures: director Shigefumi Hino, director Masamichi Abe, and artwork in clay illustrator Wataru Yamaguchi. The interview covers the origin of the purple Pikmin, revealing that while green was considered, Hino specifically wanted a Pikmin like an eggplant, which resulted in the distinctive purple color. Yamaguchi talks about his role in creating the clay models used during development. Another major topic is the design philosophy for Pikmin 2, particularly the decision to remove the 30-day time limit present in the first game. The developers wanted to create a game that players could enjoy at their own pace, without the pressure of a deadline, contrasting it with the stoic feel of the original. The page also provides brief profiles for each person, listing their previous work, which includes titles like Yoshi's Island, Yoshi's Story, and 1080 Degrees Snowboarding, and their favorite Pikmin type. Hino favors the purple Pikmin, Abe the red, and Yamaguchi the yellow. The Pikmin 2 development team discussed gameplay enhancements. Removing the 30-day time limit allows for a more relaxed playthrough, with slower progress unlocking more content, like emails from the president. Underground caves offer a different challenge to surface exploration. Pikmin singing I Know UTA is confirmed to be the original game's commercial song, triggered by a good mood. Purple and white Pikmin lack onion-based multiplication, making them unique. Initial Pikmin design was distinct, almost an entirely new concept, with early designs called Adam and Eve. The game's design process emphasized approachable controls and new characters, with Miyamoto highlighting its educational aspects, comparing Pikmin management to understanding natural laws. Screenshots showcase the day counter, story over screen, emails, and clay models, including development pieces like clay Pikmin and a pencil. This page delves into the development of Pikmin 2, specifically focusing on the creation and purpose of the second-player character, Louis. An interview with developer Abe, and comments from Hino, reveals that adding a second controllable leader alongside Captain Olimar was a key decision made early in development. The goal was to provide players with more convenient control, similar to using a mouse cursor in a PC game, allowing them to manage Pikmin in multiple locations more efficiently. This also paved the way for the game's fun two-player battle mode. The developers explain that the convenience of controlling Olimar and Louis separately is something players are intended to discover naturally, rather than being forced into it. Louis's character and name were refined during development, initially conceived as a loser archetype, before settling on the current Louis. The page also discusses the tutorial structure, explaining that Louis's separation from Olimar in the opening was designed to guide players through the game's mechanics more effectively. After test plays revealed some players struggled to grasp the systems. Screenshots show Louis prominently, as well as in-game views of Olimar and Pikmin collecting treasure and engaging in a challenge mode battle. This page dives into the world of Pikmin 2's treasures, a core difference from the first game. Developers Hino and Abe explain that while the first game's treasures were spaceship parts, the sequel uses everyday real-world objects like bottle caps and milk bottle lids, things they considered treasures as kids. This creative choice aimed to make the game more relatable and add a sense of reality, though it led to regional differences in treasures due to licensing. The discussion also touches on the game's art style, noting the shift to clay models for illustrations instead of the CG from the first game. This was a deliberate choice by the team, including Yamaguchi, to give the Pikmin world a warmer, closer feel. They also aimed to connect with older players by including nostalgic items. The team even sought cooperation from various companies to feature their products. This page features an interview with the developers of Pikmin 2, continuing the discussion from the previous page about the game's design philosophy and art direction. Visually, the page showcases the game's unique aesthetic, with photos of the clay models used for illustrations, including a hand working on the dolphin spaceship, and a detailed diorama featuring Pikmin, objects, and a Game & Watch. There's also a large photo of developer Yamaguchi-san holding adorable Pikmin plush toys, and a small screenshot of a red Bulborb from the in-game creature guide. The developers discuss the game's treasures, which are everyday objects like bottle caps, chosen to evoke nostalgia and make the world feel relatable. They talk about creating things that resonate with players, and the joy found in making something you love. The art style, specifically the use of clay models for packaging and illustrations, is highlighted as a way to give the game a warm, gentle feel that appeals to everyone, not just specific demographics. Yamaguchi-san shares his perspective on the Pikmin creatures, humorously referring to them as representing all humanity. The conversation also touches upon the game's emotional depth, aiming to evoke feelings beyond simple healing and the simple, fun mechanic of throwing Pikmin. This page continues the feature on Pikmin 2, showcasing a charming diorama of Pikmin exploring everyday objects, with a cat looking on, identified as developer Yamaguchi-san's pet, Chi-chan. The developers discuss various aspects of the game's creation. They talk about designing new creatures, wanting them to feel both plausible and surprising. The unique camera perspective from Olimar's low viewpoint is explained as a design choice made to emphasize the scale of the world and optimize gameplay. The discussion moves to the game's treasures, noting how items like the Love Tester and Mahjong tiles fit Nintendo's history as a novelty company, although some treasures spark debate about their suitability for a family game. The randomly generated underground caves, a major feature of Pikmin 2, are described as a system built from combined units and extensively tested. They also reveal that the bomb rock mechanic was simplified from the first game, because assigning it only to yellow Pikmin was too complex, but players can still pick up and throw bomb rocks in certain versus mode levels as a playful element. The development of Pikmin 2 involved crucial input from Shigeru Miyamoto, focusing on gameplay elements like a farming-like system inspired by collecting. Fantastic Planet heavily influenced the game's surreal art style. Sound design was meticulously crafted, with distinct character sounds and dynamic music reacting to the environment. Levels like the Forest of Hope evoke nostalgia while offering new experiences. The Card E+ minigame, initially a simple card game, was adapted for the GBA and features a humorous anecdote about a potential replacement character. The page hints at a Greenery Day, April 29th release. This page highlights the GBA revival of the original Final Fantasy N and 2, positioning it as a significant and enhanced release. The major new feature discussed is the Soul of Chaos Extra Dungeon, a challenging area where players will encounter powerful monsters from subsequent games in the series, specifically from Final Fantasy II I through V. Screenshots showcase fan favorites like Atomos from FFV and the two-headed dragon from FF2I, rendered in the original FF1 battle style. The dungeon itself features unique environments, hinting at intermingling worlds. A welcome quality-of-life improvement for portable play is the ability to save anywhere, even deep within the dungeon. The developers emphasize this GBA version is a complete package, blending the charm of the originals with modern customization and substantial new content, making it the definitive way to experience the series' roots. This page continues the coverage of the Final Fantasy ISIN II Advance release on the Game Boy Advance, shifting focus to the enhancements and new content for Final Fantasy II. The main draw is the Soul of Rebirth, an extra story scenario featuring heroes who perished in the main game, giving players a chance to adventure with fan favorites once more. Screenshots hint at familiar faces like Minwu and Joseph making appearances. The page also points out graphical updates, such as character portraits appearing in dialogue windows with varying expressions, and the ability to acquire rare items not found in the original playthrough. This addition adds significant replay value and emotional depth to the classic FF2 experience. This page delves into the origins of the legendary series, focusing on Final Fantasy I as part of the Game Boy Advance collection. It highlights the core elements that would define Final Fantasy for years to come, starting with the epic tale of the Warriors of Light destined to restore balance by rekindling the crystals. A major feature is the freedom to build your party of 4 from 6 distinct job classes right from the start, a system offering great replayability. The screenshots showcase the classic turn-based, side-view battle system, exploration of towns and the world map, and the iconic airship transportation. The article points out enhancements in this version, including updated visuals for characters and environments, interface improvements unified with FF2 for a smoother experience, and even options like displaying dialogue with or without kanji to be accessible for younger players. It emphasizes that these foundational mechanics and story concepts are the bedrock upon which the entire Final Fantasy series was built. This page dives into the innovative world of Final Fantasy II, the direct sequel to the game featured on the previous page. Building on the foundation, FF2 shifted focus dramatically, emphasizing character individuality and a more impactful story, featuring protagonists like Phyterion, Maria, and Guy. The article highlights the game's revolutionary systems, most notably the skill-based mastery system, which replaced traditional experience points with character progression based on how weapons and magic were used in battle. Another unique mechanic introduced was the word memory system, allowing players to remember key words from conversations and use them to prompt new dialogue and gather information. The page also proudly announces that Final Fantasy II is the debut title for the beloved Chocobo. Screenshots display character dialogue scenes, intense battles showcasing the skill progression, and the iconic Chocobo traversing the world map, illustrating the bold new directions taken by the series. The reviewer clearly appreciates these groundbreaking changes and the enhanced storytelling that defined FF2. This page focuses on the upcoming release of Final Fantasy I and II Advance, a compilation for the Game Boy Advance. It features an emergency interview with Takashi Tokita, who served as producer and director, and personally handled adding new scenarios to the games. The main theme of the revival, according to Tokita, is to not play it safe, but to capture both old fans and new players, acknowledging that this approach might face mixed reactions. The interview touches on topics like the game's suitability for handhelds, whether the original challenge might be too harsh for modern players, and the motivation behind remaking these classic titles. The page also introduces some of the job characters from Final Fantasy IS, showcasing the updated graphics for the Warrior and White Mage. Descriptions detail the Warrior's strength in physical combat and defense, while the White Mage specializes in healing and support magic. Screenshots display a battle scene from Final Fantasy INS, with the renewed character sprites. This page continues the interview with Takashi Tokita about Final Fantasy I and II Advance for the Game Boy Advance. The discussion delves into various aspects of the remake and RPG design. Tokita talks about the true meaning of the word freedom in the context of RPGs, contrasting the open-ended exploration and character building of older titles like Final Fantasy I and II with the more story-driven and linear experiences common in modern games. He suggests that the older style, while perhaps less cinematic, offered a different kind of freedom through mechanics like the job system in FF2I, or the skill/magic system in FF2. He also shares his personal enjoyment of debugging games. The interview then touches on the balance of the game, specifically addressing concerns that it might be too sweet or easy for modern players. Tokita explains they aim to adjust the difficulty to be suitable for handheld play and modern users, while respecting the original. He emphasizes the goal is to satisfy both longtime fans and newcomers with this release. Visually, the page features screenshots showing gameplay from the remade versions, highlighting the updated pixel art. It also introduces two more iconic character jobs from Final Fantasy I, the Black Mage and the Red Mage. Descriptions detail the Black Mage's focus on offensive magic, capable of hitting all enemies with high-level spells, and the Red Mage's versatility with balanced use of both white and black magic, along with sword combat, making them adaptable in battle. This page continues the interview with Takashi Tokita regarding Final Fantasy I and II Advance. The conversation shifts to the development process for the Game Boy Advance, including the team size, which Tokita mentions was quite small, around 20 to 30 people. He emphasizes the goal was to create a remake that appealed to both longtime fans and newcomers, finding a balance between respecting the originals and making them accessible for a modern handheld audience. Tokita also notes that the GBA platform allowed for certain features, such as the detailed monster entries, which the editorial team was excited about. The page also features introductions to two main characters from Final Fantasy II, Fishrion and Maria, alongside character art and screenshots of the game in action. Fiferion is described as a young man driven by revenge against the Palametian Empire after they killed his parents. Maria is introduced as his close friend, who fights alongside him while searching for her missing brother. The page concludes with a brief thought on the essence of the Final Fantasy series. The next page continues the insightful interview with Takashi Tokita about Final Fantasy I and II Advance. Tokita-san delves into the development philosophy, explaining that the series always requires change and thrives on taking on challenges, even if it leads to division among fans. He believes this willingness to try new things, like the departure scene in FFX2, is part of Final Fantasy's unique power. A fascinating point he raises is the benefit of having rivals within the company, suggesting that this friendly competition drives the team to create surprising experiences for players, especially those who think they know what to expect from a remake. The discussion also touches on the impact of the Square and Enix merger on creating new rivals within the company, pushing them to differentiate their work. Tokita-san concludes by sharing messages for both newcomers and veteran fans, promising a welcoming experience with plenty of comfortable spaces and surprises. Below the interview, the page introduces two more members of the Final Fantasy II party, Leon and Guy. We see character art and descriptions for both. Leon is presented as Maria's actual brother and Fifion's sworn brother, having gone missing while escaping the Palametian Empire. Guy is noted for his immense physical strength and his ability to speak with animals. The page also features a couple of small battle screenshots showcasing the party lineup. This page is a vibrant feature celebrating Famicom music, titled Famicom Music Revived in Your Heart. The page is dominated by a lively illustration featuring the cast of Super Mario Bros. 3, including Mario in his raccoon form, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, the Koopalings, and various enemies, all amidst musical notes on a giant checkered platform. A huge Super Mario Bros. Logo cuts across the scene. The main focus is on the Game Sound Museum Famicom Edition, a series of collectible candy toys that come with mini-creeds, featuring music from classic Famicom titles. The feature showcases various cards from the collection, highlighting games like Super Mario Bros., Donkey Kong, The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, Kid Icarus, and others, covering a wide range of Nintendo's early hits and peripherals. It encourages readers to collect them all. There's also mention of a special bonus CD featuring the original sound source from Super Mario Bros. 3, available specifically through Nintendo Dream Magazine, with more details promised on page 49. It's a nostalgic look back at the iconic sounds that defined a generation of gaming. This page is a fantastic feature, highlighting a special bonus CD for Super Mario Bros. 3, included with the magazine, titled Famicom CD Super Mario Bros. 3 Feature. It showcases a special appendix CD containing all 30 tracks from the game, presented as a complete introduction. The content is enhanced, with game screenshots showing exactly where each piece of music plays, encouraging readers to listen along and soak in the atmosphere. The page praises the original Famicom version of Super Mario Bros. 3 as an incredible technical achievement for its time, pushing the console's limits with its huge map and smooth scrolling. It then delves into specific tracks from the CD, like the upbeat rhythm of the World 1 map music, the memorable ground BGM with its distinctive timpani sound, the heart-pounding high-tension melody of the Invincible Star music, and the short, sharp miss sound effect. Adding a unique touch is an interview snippet with legendary composer Koji Kondo, where he shares insights into the music creation process for Super Mario Bros. 3. He mentions feeling the pressure working on the sequel to such a massive hit, and specifically recalls struggling with the composition of the ground BGM, experimenting with percussion sounds. It's a fascinating look into the mind behind some of gaming's most iconic tunes.
This page continues the special feature on the bonus CD showcasing the music of Super Mario Bros. 3. It highlights several more tracks from the game's iconic soundtrack. You can dive into the atmosphere of World 2 with its distinct, low-pitched map music that makes you feel like you're exploring a jungle. Then there's the high-energy, up-tempo athletic theme that perfectly complements the platforming challenges, encouraging light and rhythmic jumps. The brief, triumphant course-clear fanfare marks your success at the end of each stage, building in pitch before a low finish. The journey continues with the World 3 map music, a beautiful and instantly recognizable melody that resonates deeply with longtime Nintendo fans. The underwater BGM gets a version up from the original Super Mario Bros., adding more depth and enhancing the feeling of floating through the water. Finally, the page features the charming Music Box tune, a lovely arrangement of the familiar ground BGM that plays when using the item to put enemies to sleep, soothing with its high notes. Legendary composer Koji Kondo also shares more behind-the-scenes insights. He reveals that the increased room memory capacity in Super Mario Bros. 3 was a key factor in being able to add percussion sounds to the music, a technique that wasn't possible on the Famicom before. He mentions the challenges of experimenting with sampling sounds and reducing noise to get the music just right. This page delves deeper into the Super Mario Bros. 3 soundtrack bonus CD, highlighting more iconic tunes. The nervous breakdown theme, Map 4 World's upbeat music, and a revamped underground BGM are featured. A sharp enemy battle introduction sound and a cheerful Toad's House melody are also showcased. Map 5 World music offers a relaxed feel, while Map 6 World's music evokes the ice world. Composer Koji Kondo notes a surprising similarity between World 3 music from Mario 3 and the fairy fountain theme from Zelda, a link to the past, possibly intended as a parody. He finds remembering details from 16 years prior challenging. The next page continues the deep dive into the Super Mario Bros. 3 soundtrack bonus CD, showcasing more classic themes. Track 18 is the underground BGM, a tense and low-pitched tune that really enhances the feeling of being trapped below ground. Following that is track 19, the Fort Boss theme, which ramps up the intensity and matches the frantic energy of battling the Koopalings. The short but sweet fireworks fanfare, track 20, plays after clearing a stage and collecting cards, a joyful little melody. Track 21 covers the music associated with the whistle and warp zones, specifically mentioning the sky-feeling melody and the theme that plays when using the whistle to reach Warp Island. Track 22 features the jazzy, slow-tempo music for World 7's map screen, fitting for the pipe-filled landscape. Finally, track 23 is the noble and clear music heard in the King's Room after rescuing the transformed monarch. A significant portion of the page is dedicated to an interview with composer Koji Kondo. He discusses the creation of the music for Super Mario Bros. 3, focusing on the enemy battle theme. Track 15. Kondo explains that unlike typical intense battle music, he aimed for a more fun and less stressful feel for these encounters, a style he felt worked well and carried over to future Mario titles. The page is adorned with screenshots from the game corresponding to the featured tracks and new artwork of Raccoon Mario alongside a unique enemy design. Please provide the text you would like me to summarize. This page dives into the technical heart of the Famicom's iconic sound, specifically focusing on the RP2A03 sound chip. It highlights how crucial sound was to the gaming experience even back then. The RP2A03, based on the 6502 CPU, was a unique custom chip developed by Ricoh that combined CPU functions with sound capabilities. The article breaks down the Famicom's sound into its 5 channels.
2 square waves primarily for melody and effects, a triangle wave perfect for bass lines, a noise channel used for rhythms and sound effects, and the delta PCM channel capable of limited sampling for drums or even voices. It explains how these limited channels were creatively used to produce the memorable music and sounds we all grew up with. Games like The Legend of Zelda and Metroid are cited for their use of the triangle wave for bass, while the noise channel is exemplified by the wind sound in Balloon Fight. The delta PCM channel, which saw more use after Super Mario Bros. 3, allowed for sampled sounds like voices or specific effects. It's fascinating to see the technical limitations and the ingenuity that went into creating such beloved soundtracks, using just these 5 simple voices. The page includes a detailed look at the Famicom's circuit board, showing the chip itself.
This page reviews the Game Sound Museum Famicom Edition CD, a collection of music from classic Famicom games. The 8cm CD features detailed commentary on 5 games: Super Mario Bros., Donkey Kong Jr., Balloon Fight, and Wrecking Crew. Commentary highlights specific sound effects and music cues from each game, including the infinite one-up sound from Super Mario Bros., the iconic Donkey Kong gameplay, Donkey Kong Jr.'s rescue sequence, and dynamic sound effects in Balloon Fight. The CD also captures moments like the Golden Hammer sound change in Wrecking Crew. 2 individuals, Nakamura Hitoshi and Tosaki Tsuyoshi, contributed to the commentary and recordings. This page of the Game Sound Museum Famicom Edition CD review explores soundtracks and effects from games 6 to 9. Ice Climber's cassette and disc versions are compared, showing different music and gameplay. The Light Gun series, Wild Gunman, Duck Hunt, Hogan's Alley, features diverse bullet sounds and recreated effects. The Sports series, baseball, tennis, golf, ice hockey, is praised for its visuals and gameplay, with particular attention to unique sounds and music. Peripheral games Block Set and Gyro Set are also included. A concluding interview with the CD planners details the project's focus on nostalgic fans and the challenges in collaborating with companies like Cytron and Bandai. This page dives into more classic Famicom Disk System soundtracks from the Game Sound Museum CD collection. We're looking at iconic titles like The Legend of Zelda, Metroid, and Kid Icarus, alongside the mysterious Murasame Castle and the 2 parts of Shin Onigashima, New Demon Island. For The Legend of Zelda, the focus is on the unique sound of the Disk System version, including the startup music and the raw sound specific to that hardware. Metroid highlights the atmospheric music and even includes Ridley's distinct cry. Kid Icarus is mentioned for its notoriously difficult gameplay, contrasting with its magnificent, divine-feeling music. Murasame Castle offers its unique, Edo period-flavored shamisen-like melodies. Finally, the 2-part Shin Onigashima is praised as a popular disk system adventure game with deep stories based on folklore, featuring interesting sound moments like comical death music and even the name entry sound. The interview section continues the discussion on selecting the titles for the CD, emphasizing nostalgia and balancing the lineup. The planners share personal experiences, like struggling with tough games such as Kid Icarus and Spelunker, finding enjoyment in just listening to the music. They also discuss including gameplay tracks to capture the feel of actually playing the games and hint at potentially including more obscure or non-Nintendo titles in the future. Please provide the text you would like me to summarize. This page is a special appendix from Nintendo Dream Volume 1-1-2, featuring Super Mario Bros. 3. It highlights a special CD that is clearly marked, "Not for sale." The text emphasizes that this CD is impossible to obtain through other means like candy toys, and is strictly a music CD intended for standard CD players, explicitly stating it cannot be played on a GameCube. Below this, there's a detailed track list covering various themes from the game, ranging from world maps and ground BGM to underground themes, boss battles, and even fanfares for clearing courses and worlds, culminating in the ending and game over tracks. It's a cool bonus, offering fans the iconic music from this beloved classic. This page is a fantastic look back at a classic, featuring the memorable artwork from Super Mario Bros. 3 above the text, "For people with eternal memories." The illustration is packed with characters like Raccoon Mario soaring through the air, Bowser looming large, the Koopalings causing chaos, and familiar faces like Princess Peach, Toad, and various classic enemies, all set against a vibrant game-inspired backdrop. It's a celebration of one of the greatest games ever made. Below the artwork, the page displays the actual Super Mario Bros. 3 Special Appendix CD from Nintendo Dream Volume 112. Clearly marked, not for sale. This confirms the previous page's description of this unique bonus item. There are sections providing handling and storage precautions for the CD, ensuring fans knew how to care for this piece of gaming history. It's a neat reminder of the cool extras magazines used to offer for beloved titles like SMB3. This page dives into the reader mailbag under the theme of Nindori Academy. A humorous goal for the month is plastered vertically on the right. Secretly move Nindori magazine to the most conspicuous spot in the bookstore. The main section, titled Cramped Nindoria, features various reader submissions and illustrations. One person recounts a funny incident where pulling on a Sonic costume's spikes while trying to catch a UFO catcher prize caused them to hit Sonic himself. Another shares the experience of starting a new life phase, like changing schools or jobs, with a larger section dedicated to submissions about the new semester, new life theme, encouraging everyone to persevere. We also see illustrations related to games like Giftbia, featuring Mappo-kun, and a mention of Star Fox 64, specifically about someone becoming a successor to Falco's voice actor. There's a cheerful illustration of a cheerleader named Nindorina Tanaka on the right. The bottom provides the address for sending mail to the magazine's editorial department. It's a vibrant mix of fan interaction and magazine-related antics. This Nindori Academy page features reader submissions and regular features. This week's representative showcases characters Metal Gear and Lloyd Meadow. Pitiless, how stupid failure stories. Highlights gaming mishaps, including a mislabeled Zelda flyer and Pokemon Red experiences. A debate on used game sales explores affordability versus sentimental value. Academy News covers school updates like cycling safety and a fancy cafeteria menu. The final sections include one-word impression, one-off talent expert, showcasing fan art and thoughts on various games like Four Swords Plus, Majora's Mask, and Custom Robo. This page features more reader submissions for the Nindori Academy section. It kicks off with the Nindoria quiz, testing knowledge on characters like Tingle, Sue from Fire Emblem, the Binding Blade, and Kirby's favorite food, including options like Maxim Tomato and Snorlax. The My Dream section shares readers' strange nocturnal adventures, from dreaming about being Kratos with poor vision, to a bizarre experience with a PlayStation character, a rice ball, and wiggling worms. One relatable dream describes the terror of the magazine exploding upon purchase, deterring the reader from buying it on release day. Under Things That Are a Little Concerning, readers share quirky observations. Highlights include a history teacher's odd speaking habits reminiscent of a Fire Emblem character, friends hilariously renaming Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, minor graphical quirks in Pokemon Fired/Leaf Green, and a fan's rather detailed thoughts on Maya Fey from Phoenix Wright. There's also some pondering on how characters eat in the Pokemon world. Finally, the Pride of the Town segment showcases a photo of a truck with a symbol a reader felt looked like a crest from Hyrule, connecting their local sighting to the world of Zelda. It's a fun way for readers to link their everyday lives to their favorite games. The next page continues the Nindori Gakuen section with reader-submitted trivia and anecdotes. One intriguing tidbit from Okayama suggests that the sound effect on the title screen of the Super Famicom's Super Mario Collection might sound like "beer already" in English, a funny auditory illusion that even the editor found slightly plausible. Another reader from Gunma brings up a historical point, mentioning that a choose-your-own-adventure gamebook based on Super Mario Bros. Gaiden 2 was published by Shogakukan back in 1986, predating many similar formats. The page shows the cover of this old Adventure Heroes book. Under the Academy Parents Association section, parents share stories, like a grandfather's comment on Ocarina of Time's popularity, or a son's excitement over Pokemon Coliseum. The True Combat Squadron section features speculative reader theories, such as the idea that Pikmin's world originates from Super Mario USA, or a humorous claim that Doraemon's Nobita taught Fox McCloud skills like shooting. There are also some playful rumors about new hardware and Kirby's abilities. Overall, it's a charming collection of fan thoughts and observations, connecting everyday life and older games to the Nintendo universe. This page is packed with reader contributions to the Nindori Gakuen section, with a special focus on the Legend of Zelda, the Wind Waker's Tetra, in the bottomless caricature classroom. Fans sent in creative drawings of Tetra in various scenarios, from dealing with humidity
to looking like a kabuki actor or even a cat. Other corners feature reader thoughts on games like Zelda, Four Swords, finding controlling the Four Links tedious, and WarioWare, praising its trivia games. There's also a mention of a returning character named Raptor. Submissions showcase the fun and personal connections readers have with Nintendo games, and characters like Kirby, who makes an appearance holding a cell phone. This page features the always insightful Teach Me Desu corner, where readers get advice from the enigmatic old hermit himself. The topic for this volume, Lecture 63, highlights the approaching deadline for a Drive Pepper giveaway application. Readers sent in questions ranging from console woes to curious tech. One gamer asks about a white substance leaking from their Game Boy's battery compartment after a year of inactivity. Desu confirms it's battery corrosion, a common issue with older systems, advising careful cleaning. Another seeks help with unresponsive buttons on their Game Boy Advance, to which the sage suggests the rubber contacts might be worn, but wisely cautions against complex dimmy repairs. Perhaps the most intriguing question asks about Pokemotion, which Desu explains as a clever gadget utilizing persistence of vision. It's a stick lined with LEDs that, when shaken rapidly, create the illusion of floating images or text, similar to displays seen in train tunnels. He even notes how different LED color combinations can produce various hues, like yellow, orange, and green. The page also includes Desu's Thank You for Life, where the old man shares some philosophical thoughts on death's inevitability and the importance of living a meaningful life. A small box clarifies who Desu is, describing him as a mysterious, ancient figure guiding troubled gamers at the academy, with a heart shaped like a Drive Pepper can. It's a neat mix of technical advice and quirky wisdom delivered by a truly unique character. Obuchi's Nintendo Dream Around the World. The report previews Nintendo's E3 strategy, emphasizing the importance of diverse third-party software for the upcoming generation of consoles, GCN. The report highlights Nintendo's focus on enjoyable experiences over raw power, suggesting partnerships will be crucial. The article details a substantial E3 lineup, including 30 deciseconds titles and GameCube releases like Metroid Prime 2, Zelda, The Wind Waker, and Star Fox. It also anticipates The Legend of Zelda, The Twin Snakes, and a new Kid Icarus game. The North American release of the Famicom Mini, classic NES series, is also mentioned, with 8 titles. The report showcases a blend of new and classic gaming experiences, evidenced by images of vintage systems and the Classic Gaming Expo site. This page features a reader survey focusing on topics of interest. Question 1 dives into the JoySpot service for Pokemon Fire and Leaf Green, showing a pie chart indicating reader interest in various aspects like battles and news distribution. It seems readers were split on what excited them most about the new wireless features. Question 2 asks readers about the Game Boy software that left the biggest impression on them and their memories associated with it. This led to a ranking of the top 10 memorable GB software. Unsurprisingly, the Pokemon series dominates this list, with Pokemon Red taking the top spot, followed closely by Green, Gold, and Yellow. Other beloved classics making the cut include The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, Kirby's Dream Land, Tetris, and Super Mario Land, proving the lasting power of these iconic titles. Readers shared heartfelt anecdotes about playing these games, highlighting the emotional connection many had with their Game Boy adventures. Finally, a small section shows the ownership rate of GameCube and Game Boy Advance among the magazine's readers, revealing that a vast majority own both systems, which makes sense given the focus of the publication. It's clear these readers are dedicated Nintendo fans with a deep appreciation for its handheld and console offerings. This page features a prominent look at the upcoming Metroid Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance. Set to release on May 27th, this action-packed title from Nintendo is priced at 4,800 yen for one player. The page showcases dynamic artwork of the heroine Samus Aran in her signature power suit, and includes several small screenshots teasing the classic side-scrolling gameplay. The text emphasizes that this GBA title is a reborn version of the original Famicom NES Metroid, developed by the team behind Metroid Fusion. It's highlighted as much more than a simple remake, packed with new action and presentation elements that make it feel like an entirely new game, while staying true to the first game's spirit. Samus's legendary lonely battle is about to begin again. This page continues the deep dive into Metroid Zero Mission, highlighting the game's diverse action and special abilities crucial for navigating Planet Zebes. It details essential equipment like the Ice Beam, used to freeze enemies for traversal or attack, and the Power Grip, allowing Samus to hang onto ledges, a new ability first seen in Metroid Fusion. Also featured are the classic Morph Ball, vital for accessing narrow passages, and the Bomb, useful for bomb jumps to reach high areas or uncover hidden paths. The protective Various suit is mentioned for its heat resistance and damage reduction. The page also touches on a curious point. Some items might be unobtainable or display as analysis impossible until Samus acquires a specific suit, adding an element of mystery to item collection. Beyond the core gameplay, the page reveals two exciting bonus features included in Zero Mission. Bonus 1 is the complete, playable inclusion of the original NES Metroid, a massive treat for series veterans and a perfect introduction for new players. Bonus 2 offers the ability to view all ending posters from Metroid Fusion by connecting the Game Boy Advance systems, rewarding players for their efforts in both games. These bonuses add significant value, making Zero Mission a must-have for any Metroid fan. This page dives into the dangerous indigenous creatures populating Planet Zebes in Metroid Zero Missions. While some are familiar from the original Metroid, others are brand new challenges introduced in Zero Mission. Pictured here is the imposing Dialum, described as a subterranean demon, emerging suddenly from the ground or ceiling to block your path. This armored, centipede-like beast's weakness might just be its prominent eye, as hinted by the text.
We also see the Kill, a bizarre giant larva.
This creature evolves, and in its parasitic state attaches to vines, attacking Santimus by scattering spores. The Color Tutor Kill variant is also shown, highlighting its spore-dispersing attack. Another formidable foe is Muwa, the magma hand of the rock, residing in high-temperature magma. It attempts to grab Samus with its claws and drag her into the molten rock. Avoiding this requires skillful use of abilities like the Power Grip. Finally, the page teases the return of a series icon,
Mother Brain.
A close-up of her glowing eye and a glimpse of her form remind players that this legendary boss is waiting deep within Zebes. As Samus explores further, the creatures become even more vicious, emphasizing the need for upgraded abilities like the Various suit and missile capacity, not to mention player skill.
This page dives into the highly anticipated release of Mario Golf Advanced Tour on the GBA, covering its core systems and the new story mode. Releasing on April 22nd for 4,800 yen, this title aims to appeal to everyone from newcomers to series veterans, inheriting the accessible yet deep gameplay from the GameCube entry. The game offers two distinct shot types depending on your skill. The simple 2-button easy shot for beginners, where power and contact are handled automatically after pressing it twice, and the traditional 3-button technical shot, where you control power, spin, and impact precisely. A major highlight is the robust communication and linking features. Connect with the GameCube version of Mario Golf Toadstool Tour to unlock special star courses and expand the playable roster of familiar Mario characters beyond the initial 4 to a full 8, including fan favorites like Donkey Kong, Wario, and Waluigi. You can also edit your caddy's speech bubbles, Yaji, and exchange clubs. The game also helps players strategize by displaying a predicted line, showing where your shot is likely to land, even taking wind conditions into account. The page features vibrant character art, showcasing the returning Mario cast, alongside screenshots demonstrating the gameplay, shot types, caddy editing, and the trajectory prediction system. It looks like a fantastic portable golf experience. The next page plunges us deep into the RPG story mode of Mario Golf Advanced Tour, revealing the expansive world map where you'll develop your character. As we learned previously, the main game is an RPG centered around golf. And here we get to see the different areas players will explore. The map showcases various distinct locations, including the Marion Club Lodge, which serves as your home base, where trophies you win are displayed. There's also the primary Marion Club, featuring a practice area, and the site of the first tournament for protagonists Neil and Ella. As you journey through the world, you'll encounter diverse golf clubs like the Tropical Palm Club, the Rocky and Bunker-Filled Dune Club, and the challenging Lynx Club, touted as potentially leading to the title of strongest golfer. Beyond the standard courses, there's the intriguing Gate Forest, where hitting golf balls through gates earns you experience points. A truly unique spot is Vegas Country, where the clubs you use are randomly chosen by a slot machine, adding a fun, unpredictable element to the round. You can also visit the club craftsman's hut to get custom clubs made using special tickets. Adding to the excitement,
The page teases a newly discovered mushroom course, a course unlike the others with scenery straight out of the Mushroom Kingdom. It looks incredibly tough, possibly even more so than the unlockable star courses. It seems the world of this golf RPG holds plenty of secrets and challenges for aspiring golfers. The next page showcases Naruto Ninja Council 2 for the Game Boy Advance, releasing April 29th for 5,040 yen. This is a side-scrolling action game where you control Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, switching between them to clear stages. The core gameplay involves selecting a character and progressing in real time, with the ability to swap to the other two. The characters excel in different areas, making strategic switching key to overcoming challenges. Naruto is highlighted as a close-range powerhouse, a power fighter who can unleash devastating continuous attacks with punches and kicks. He also uses his summoning jutsu, capable of calling in Gamabunta for screen-clearing damage, though it sometimes misses. Sasuke is the balanced fighter, effective at any range. His Sharingan can temporarily stop enemy movement, while his Chidori delivers high damage to single targets. Sakura specializes in support, boasting excellent movement speed and helpful assist jutsus like chakra concentration to power up movement or attack temporarily. She also has a powerful combo attack.
The page mentions that Naruto's signature jutsus, like summoning jutsu, and Sasuke's Chidori, are always available. It also points out that Sakura's supportive abilities make her crucial in certain stages. As a cool first print bonus, the game comes with a real-life replica of Naruto's iconic frog wallet, which can hold GBA carts and other small items. The game supports 14 players via GBA link cable. This entry looks like a solid evolution of the side-scrolling Naruto action on GBA, focusing on teamwork and character switching. Naruto Ninja Council 2's Chunin Exam Story Mode features stages requiring specific conditions, like defeating enemies or reaching goals within time limits. Players control Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura to navigate traps. Early stages focus on mastering controls, culminating in a fight against Rock Lee. Later, challenging stages with Orochimaru, featuring special boss battles and recreated manga scenes, increase difficulty. Limited time and high-speed scrolling introduce additional complexity. Summoning assist characters like Kakashi and Kiba is a key strategy. Cooperative and competitive multiplayer modes are available via GBA link cable. This page is dedicated to Dragon Quest characters. Torneko no Daibuken 3 Advance, Fushigi no Dungeon for the Game Boy Advance. It highlights the return of Torneko the Merchant, now aspiring to be the world's #1. The core system of randomly generated dungeons and turn-based exploration remains, but new elements are introduced to enhance the experience. These new features include encounter dungeons that can randomly appear on the field map, adding surprise adventures. There is also a monster partner system, allowing players to befriend monsters who will then fight alongside them. Additionally, partner characters can join Torneko in dungeons.
The page features illustrations of Torneko, his son Poporo, now grown up, and potential partners Ines and Rosa, along with screenshots showing dungeon exploration and combat with multiple characters and monster allies on screen. The content emphasizes how these new elements bring more fun and variety to the dungeon crawling gameplay. This page dives deeper into the gameplay modes of Torneko no Daibuken 3 Advance. It highlights two distinct ways to play: the scenario mode, where you follow the story centered around Balinabo Island, clearing story-driven dungeons, and the challenging extra mode, focused purely on dungeon crawling. A great feature of the GBA version is that these extra mode dungeons, unlike the PS2 version, are available right from the start. The scenario mode sees Torneko embarking on an adventure on the tropical Balinabo Island, sometimes joined by local villagers like Rosa or Ines. The extra mode ups the ante with higher difficulty and allows players more flexibility. You can tackle these tough dungeons as Torneko with partners, or take control of Poporo and explore alongside your tamed monster allies. 4 specific, challenging dungeons are featured in extra mode: the New World Trial, the Sealed Trial, the Otherworld Trial, and the Phantom Trial. Screenshots showcase the mode selection, the vibrant Balinabo village, dungeon exploration with multiple party members in scenario mode, and Poporo adventuring with a team of monsters in extra mode, highlighting the versatile party options. The monster partner system is key, with tamed monsters marked by a heart icon, and the game boasts over 180 types you can potentially team up with. The next page kicks off with some hot new game announcements. First up is the latest entry in the beloved baseball series, GQ Powerful Pro Yaku 11 for the GameCube. hitting shelves July 15th. The big news here is the My Life mode, getting a massive upgrade, letting you truly experience the life of a pro baseball player. You'll interact with various characters, build relationships, and grow your player through games and even purchasing items. The motion-captured animations are boasted to be 70% improved over the previous title, adding new moves like safety bunts and wall catches. Player data is updated for the 2004 season, keeping it current. Below that, we have Power Pro Kun Pocket 12 for the Game Boy Advance, releasing July 29th. This brings the first two entries of the popular handheld series, Power Pro Kun Pocket, together on GBA. It features improved graphics and controls, updated success mode events and minigames, and even adds a new pennant mode. A dedicated minigame-only mode is included, offering 12 different types, some of which can even help with your baseball skills. There's also an album mode to view demographics and endings. It's a great way to revisit the origins of this quirky and deep baseball series on the go. Pia Carrot e Yukoso 3.3, a Game Boy Advance romance adventure game, launches April 23rd. Players help revitalize the struggling Pia Carrot store number 4. A key plot point involves opening a temporary store at the Masaki Coast Festival. The game focuses on Sayaka Takai, a returning heroine from the previous game, whose relationship with the protagonist is subtly romantic. Sayaka's unique story arc involves potentially confessing feelings and making important choices. The possibility of Hinosuke Asuza, the heroine from Pia Carrot 2, appearing is also hinted at. The screenshots showcase dialogue and character interactions, emphasizing the visual novel aspects of the gameplay. This page features new game information, starting with the popular action series Rockman 03 on Game Boy Advance. It dives into how protagonist Zero battles against the new enemy Drive Vile, emphasizing the new chip system that allows players to customize and strengthen Zero's abilities. A cool feature highlighted is the connectivity with Rockman X4, where communicating between the two games causes enemies in X4's cyberspace to change. This action-packed title from Capcom was set to launch on April 23rd. Further down, we get a first look at the sequel to the unique action RPG, Zoku Bokura no Taiyu, Taiyu Shonen Jango, known as Boktai 2, Solar Boy Jango in English. This Konami title for GBA continues the gameplay, utilizing a sun sensor built into the cartridge, where protagonist Jango, a vampire hunter, charges sunlight to defeat undead enemies in the town of San Miguel. The sequel introduces a variety of new weapons, besides the signature sun gun, such as swords, spears, and hammers, adding more combat options. Players can also interact with townsfolk to unlock facilities and strengthen their weapons through sun forging. This highly anticipated sequel was scheduled for a mid-July release and supports multiplayer with up to 4 players. This page introduces upcoming Game Boy Advance titles, starting with Sonic Advance 3. This sequel continues the tag action, where Sonic and friends team up, utilizing each other's abilities. A new zone map system lets players explore interconnected areas to find entrances to action stages and boss rooms. Each zone requires clearing 3 action stages and defeating a boss to progress. The preview highlights 2 zones, a bustling city and highway area, and a scenic forest or beach zone bathed in sunset light. Players can also visit a factory or base accessible from each zone to change characters. Further down the page is a look at Puyo Pop Fever for the GBA, following its release on GameCube. This classic puzzle series introduces Fever Mode, designed to make it easy for even beginners to create impressive chain reactions and experience thrilling gameplay. Fever Mode is activated by clearing specific forecast Puyo, which signal the arrival of large Puyo clusters. Excitingly, the GBA version supports multiplayer battles with up to 4 players using a single cartridge, perfect for competitive fun on the go. The page encourages players to practice and aim for victory in this chaotic and fun puzzle game. This page previews 3 upcoming Game Boy Advance games. Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, With Friends and You on the Battlefield, May 13th, is an adventure game covering the anime's 50 episodes, including Gundam Astray characters and original story paths. Legend, Battle Demand, Burn, Bersoul, August, is a competitive shooting game with 1v1 battles and link cable multiplayer. Finally, Card Captor Sakura, Sakura Card Arc Sakura and Cards and Friends, April 23rd, faithfully recreates the Sakura Card Arc, allowing players to collect cards and experience the anime's story and animation. This page introduces 3 new Game Boy Advance titles. First up is Mickey's Pocket Resort, releasing on April 29th. It's a board game-style action game where Mickey and Minnie adventure to collect magical stars, from Dr. Nickel to restart Magical Park. You advance towards goals on the board, triggering minigames upon arrival. Clearing these minigames earns you magical stars. Interestingly, your performance in the minigames can actually change the layout of the board itself. There's also a dedicated 14-player versus mode using a single cartridge, perfect for quick minigame battles separate from the main adventure. Next is Legend of Golfer, a realistic sports game launching on June 17th.
This title offers a full-fledged golf experience across 9 courses filled with atmosphere. It features challenging play, like needing careful club selection for bunker shots, and allows players to create their own character to take on tournaments and rivals over the course of a year. Finally, we have Legends, the Island of Awakened Trials, an RPG coming this summer. This game ties into the popular Legends franchise, letting you summon monsters called Legends that are sleeping within soul dolls and battle with them. It utilizes a special GBA soul doll adapter included with the game. You can raise your legends not only within the game but also using a separately sold item called a Talispod. Get ready to explore the island and uncover various adventures. This page features previews for 3 upcoming Game Boy Advance games. First is Steel Empire from HOTB, a classic shooting game making a return from the Mega Drive era. This version introduces a life system and a unique level-up mechanic, where collecting items powers up your ship. You can choose between 2 distinct ships, one focused on speed and evasion, the other on powerful attacks. The game boasts a distinctive steampunk world and diverse, beautifully rendered stages, promising a nostalgic yet fresh experience. Next is Dejiko Communication 2, a shop management card battle game based on the popular anime/manga characters like Dejiko and Puchiko. In this sequel, you'll use cards to run the gamer's shop and work with the characters to grow the business, potentially facing off against the Black Gemma Dan. It features voice acting and character designs, supervised by a renowned animator. Finally, we see SF Adventure 01 SP, a revamped version of the original SF Adventure title. This iteration includes updated character designs, numerous new scenarios, and SF elements. Notably, the story is no longer linear, branching based on the player's choices and actions. The game also includes various minigames, adding extra challenges to the adventure. This page dives deep into the world of Tales of Symphonia with a fan-voted popularity ranking. It's the final results announcement from the magazine's Tales Club section. The main focus is the character ranking, showing who fans loved most in the game. Taking the top spot is Kratos Orion, followed by Zelos Wilder in second and Genis Sage in third. Other popular characters include Priest Seiya Combatir, Lloyd Irving, Yuan, Rainy Sage, and Shina Fujibayashi. The comments reveal fans appreciate characters for their charm, strength, unexpected sides, and emotional moments throughout the story. It's great to see such passion for the cast. Beyond characters, the page also ranks favorite BGM tracks and skits. The music ranking features memorable tunes like the opening theme, Starry Heavens, and key battle themes. The skit ranking highlights hilarious or impactful character interactions, from Rain's cooking mishaps to funny nicknames and specific character moments. Overall, it's a fantastic snapshot of fan love for Tales of Symphonia, showcasing popular characters, memorable music, and the beloved character skits that add so much personality to the game. The page is filled with fan art and personal comments, really capturing the community's excitement. This page is bursting with fan love, showcasing a variety of Nintendo titles through vibrant fan art and passionate comments. It feels like diving into the heart of the community. We see dedicated sections for several classic series. The Fire Emblem area features discussion on the GBA entries, with players sharing experiences about difficulty and favorite characters, hoping for future titles on the GameCube. There's also a fun Military Advisor Alliance section, with fan art of characters and advisory roles. The Mario family gets plenty of attention, with fans talking about Mario Tennis and speculating on where the series might go next, perhaps exploring different genres. Princess Peach is a clear favorite, especially in the Paper Mario and Mario RPG sections, where fans praise her design and enjoy the minigames and overall charm of those titles. There's also a mention of Mario Party and spin-offs like Baby Peach. The Legend of Zelda series is well represented too. Fans share their experiences with The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Plus, highlighting the fun of playing multiplayer in modes like Navi Trackers. There's also nostalgia for older Zelda titles, with comments specifically referencing the music from the original Famicom game and comparing it to other Nintendo tunes.
Finally, fans weigh in on Majora's Mask, reflecting on its unique and intense atmosphere, memorable characters, and powerful ending. It's clear these games left a lasting impression. This page is a vibrant display of fan enthusiasm, filled with artwork and comments about favorite games. The Capcom section highlights the Ace Attorney series, with fans discussing the best order to play and sharing their excitement for the characters and dramatic courtroom battles. The Namco section focuses on Baten Kaitos, where players express their love for the unique RPG system and characters like Kalaz and Shure, despite the challenge of the Magnus cards. Anticipation is high for Resident Evil 4, with fans eagerly awaiting the new direction and gameplay changes, excited to see Leon return. Other fan contributions include shoutouts to Rockman X, Command Mission, and Camelot's Golden Sun series, praising the RPG elements and memorable characters. Mr. Driller also gets a mention for its simple yet addictive fun. It's a great look at the games that captured players' hearts across different genres. This page is packed with vibrant fan contributions, celebrating beloved game franchises. The top section is dedicated to Mother, with fans sharing artwork and comments about playing Mother 1+2, expressing joy and appreciation, particularly for the music. Below, a large section focuses on Pokémon, featuring a variety of fan art depicting Pokémon like Charizard, Mudkip, Seadra, and Jigglypuff. Fan discussions cover topics ranging from giving Pokémon nicknames, the origins of certain Pokémon names, like connecting a fossil Pokémon's name to paleontology, and advanced battle strategies, such as finding ways to deal significant damage. There are also lighthearted sections like Pokémon Medicine, listing humorous cures associated with different Pokémon. Further down, the page features contributions for games from Square Enix. Artwork includes characters like Mog from the Final Fantasy series. Fans share experiences like challenging tough bosses solo. Alongside this is the Our Village Caravan section, which appears to be dedicated to Animal Crossing, with fans sharing artwork of their villagers and discussing their village life. There's also a mention of Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles within this section. The page is a fantastic showcase of player engagement and love for these classic titles. This fan art page showcases the passionate Nintendo community. Star Fox art features fan excitement for future installments and discussion of the game's controls. Fire Emblems, particularly Roy, receives praise and features artwork. The Ace Attorney series also gets a dedicated section, highlighting fan adoration for Phoenix Wright, Maya Fey, and Miles Edgeworth. Other sections focus on various characters and themes. Fans discuss attending Phantasy Star online events, appreciating Tactics Ogre, and looking forward to Pikmin 2, along with contributions from Marvelous, Another Treasure Island. The page concludes with submission deadlines for future issues, encouraging further participation. This page of Ninstory Research 200X dives into the topic of whether original game titles are really struggling in terms of sales. It starts by defining what qualifies as an original title, excluding series entries, remakes, ports from other systems, and budget re-releases. The research then presents pie charts, comparing the ratio of original titles released on the GameCube and Game Boy Advance. Interestingly, the charts show that the proportion of original games versus sequels and ports is quite similar across both platforms. However, when looking at sales data, especially on the GameCube, the picture shifts. While original titles using popular characters like Luigi's Mansion and Pikmin performed well, the top-selling games are often sequels or ports from the Nintendo 64 era, demonstrating the strong appeal of established franchises. The page highlights that while some original GBA titles, like The Legend of Zelda, saw success, the overall sales landscape shows sequels often have the advantage. This page of Ninstory Research 200X dives into the sales trends on the Game Boy Advance, noting the huge difference in sales between original titles and established series or remakes. The massive success of Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire, selling millions combined, is highlighted as a primary driver for this gap, alongside the strong performance of the Mega Man Battle Network series. While originals like WarioWare, Inc., Mega Microgame Dollar, Made in Wario, did crack the top sales list, the data tables clearly show sequels and popular franchises dominating the GBA charts. The page also notes a trend where GameCube, GC, saw more budget releases, while GBA experienced a boom in remakes and revivals. Iconic games like Mario and Luigi, Superstar Saga, Kirby, Nightmare in Dreamland, and even Mother 1+2 saw renewed life and strong sales on the handheld. The popular Famicom miniseries is also mentioned as part of this revival trend, bringing classic NES titles like Super Mario Bros. Back to players. The page concludes that while original titles aren't necessarily failing, the industry seems to be leaning towards safer bets with remakes and sequels, raising questions about the future risk tolerance for completely new ideas. This page presents a reader survey for Volume 109, offering readers a chance to win prizes from page 85 by answering questions and providing feedback. The survey covers various topics, including reader demographics, preferred gaming platforms from a list featuring systems like Game Boy Advance, GameCube, PlayStation 2, and Xbox, and other magazines they read. Readers are also asked to rate articles from a list that includes features on games like Paper Mario, The Thousand-Year Door, Pikmin 2, Metroid Zero Mission, Zelda 4 Swords Plus, and Pokemon Fire/Leaf Green. Specific questions delve into favorite games in the Final Fantasy series, and opinions on recent magazine extras, such as a Super Mario Bros. 3 music CD. A column titled Musings of the Monk discusses the challenges of selecting prize winners from the many entries, and highlights the low odds for popular items like the GameCube console itself, stressing the importance of clearly indicating desired prizes. Finally, the page lists winners from the previous issue's giveaway, showing readers who received prizes including GameCube consoles, Game Boy Advance SP units, and various games and merchandise. This page is a return postcard for a reader survey, likely from the magazine. It's addressed to the Nintendo Dream editorial department's Muscle Survey section. Readers are asked to provide their name with furigana, address, phone number, and the desired present number they wish to win. There is a large space provided for readers to write comments or questions for the Nintendo question box, specifically asking for anything they want to know about Nintendo. The postcard indicates postage is paid by the sender, is authorized by the Kojimachi Post Office, and has an expiration date of July 18, Heisei 16, 2004. It serves as the physical submission form for reader feedback and prize entry discussed in other parts of the magazine. This page is the actual survey questionnaire from the Nintendo Muscle Survey Volume 112, which connects directly to the return postcard we saw previously. It's laid out with a series of numbered questions, running from 1 through 14, giving readers a chance to weigh in on various topics. You've got standard multiple choice boxes for some early questions, and then sets of boxes, likely for rankings, or selecting multiple options for questions 5 through 12. One interesting point is question 13, which specifically asks about your favorite FF or Final Fantasy, a classic series beloved by many. Question 14 is a straightforward satisfaction rating, using a scale from 1 to 5. To the left, there's a large blank space, inviting readers to freely share any questions, opinions, or submissions they have for the magazine or its reader section, Nindori Gakuen. It's a great way for the magazine to gather feedback directly from its audience. This page is dedicated to reader presents, following up on the survey. Readers could apply for various prizes by sending in a postcard with their desired gift number by May 20, 2004, with winners announced in the June issue. The prizes are fantastic, ranging from signed Pikmin 2 posters and development team autographs, to consoles like a Nintendo GameCube, a Game Boy Advance SP, or a Game Boy Player, where you could even choose your preferred color. They also offered a chance to win your favorite GameCube or GBA software, released by mid-May. Other cool prizes include sets of Pikmin 2 collection figures and Metal Gear Solid goods, specifically highlighting items related to the Twin Snakes on GameCube. It's a great lineup of Nintendo and Konami goodies for participants of the survey. This page is Nintendo's official Q&A section, featuring responses from the company's planning department, specifically Mr. Hageshima, who is shown holding a shiny gold Mario statue. The intro buzzes with excitement about upcoming releases like Pikmin 2, Mario Golf GBA Tour, and the impending E3, where the secret weapon, the Nintendo DS, will be revealed. This issue focuses on reader questions, starting with a big one about E3 highlights beyond the DS. The answer confirms E3 will be packed with major announcements. It references Eiji Aonuma, producer of Four Swords, who recently discussed the Zelda series at the Game Developers Conference, and mentioned a new Zelda game, internally referred to as The Wind Waker 2, is in development. While the official title and release date aren't set, this new Zelda will definitely be a huge highlight at E3, alongside the DS and many other titles being shown for the first time. It sounds like Nintendo is gearing up for a massive show. There's also a quick look at the magazine's editor-in-chief, Sauhen, who's enjoying Pikmin 2, and a cool golden Legend of Zelda shirt spotted on a previous contributor, an overseas souvenir. Plus, a funny thought experiment involving Grandma from The Wind Waker as a hero. This Nintendo Q&A discusses E3, highlighting its importance for product reveals. Positive feedback is noted for the Zelda collection and the Legend of Zelda. Four Swords, with emphasis on its enjoyable single-player mode. A second wave of Famicom mini-releases is announced, featuring 10 easy-to-play titles like Balloon Fight and Dr. Mario. The successful Nintendo Seminar, a year-long game creation program, is also discussed, with plans for future iterations. This page features the Ask Nintendo Q and a section, primarily discussing Nintendo's commercial broadcasts, and the highly anticipated Pikmin 2. One question asks about the programs featuring Nintendo commercials, and the response confirms continued sponsorship on shows like OHA Suta and Trivia no Izumi, directing readers to a list of sponsored programs. The commercials frequently highlight golf games. Another question inquires about the nature of the Pikmin 2 commercials. It's revealed they will feature a song explaining the characteristics of the different Pikmin types, performed by Strawberry Flower, the same artist behind the popular Song of Love from the first Pikmin. The new song, Song of Seeds, is also expected to be a hit. Players also question the price of Pikmin 2 at 5,800 yen. The response enthusiastically declares it a fantastic deal, noting it's cheaper than the original Pikmin despite adding 2 new Pikmin types, a second player, and Card E Plus features. Having been in development for a year and a half, Nintendo aims to set reasonable prices based on game content. Finally, the suitability of Pikmin 2 for beginners is addressed. The answer confidently states it's a game perfect for newcomers, explaining that the development focused on making it accessible with enhanced tutorials and improved game balance, encouraging players to explore and grow their Pikmin numbers at their own pace. The page also includes a photo of a clay model of the Pikmin 2 spaceship. This page features Nintendo's question box, a queue, and a section directly addressing reader questions about games and the company. One question asks about challenging content for core gamers, specifically within Pikmin 2. The response highlights that while designed for newcomers, the game offers deep tactical depth and strategic challenges for experienced players, especially in managing different Pikmin types and optimizing routes, referencing specific scenarios like defending against enemies while multitasking. A charming photo of a cat seemingly playing Pikmin 2 is included, suggesting the game's broad appeal. Another reader asks if Nintendo will release more games focusing on single-player experiences. The answer points to the upcoming Mario vs. Donkey Kong on Game Boy Advance, describing it as a puzzle action game where Mario must retrieve stolen Mini-Mario toys from Donkey Kong. The article mentions it's designed for players to enjoy solo. A screenshot from this GBA title illustrates the classic puzzle platforming gameplay. Finally, a reader asks how to get a job at Nintendo. The response provides general advice, emphasizing the importance of hard work, gaining experience in various fields, and developing a specialized skill set. It notes that while competitive, strong passion, and unique contributions are key, it also directs applicants to the career information section on Nintendo's official website, showing a screenshot of the site. The page concludes with a call for more questions for the Nintendo question box, featuring a picture of Toad holding a sign. This page features a light-hearted manga, celebrating the 15th birthday of the original Game Boy. The story follows a family preparing for a party, with characters initially confused about whose birthday it is. The mother excitedly reveals that April 21st is the birthday of the first Game Boy. The manga touches on the classic system's size and thickness, contrasts it with the slimmer Game Boy Pocket, and shows the mother's enduring affection for the handheld, even humorously mixing it up with a lunchbox. It highlights the Game Boy's remarkable longevity in the industry. This page continues the Game Boy birthday celebration, taking a trip down memory lane through the evolution of the iconic handheld. Starting with the Game Boy Light, highlighting its revolutionary backlight that let us game in the dark, it moves on to the incredible leap to color with the Game Boy Color. Then comes the significant redesign and power boost of the Game Boy Advance, which truly felt like a new generation had arrived. The characters get emotional, reflecting on how their little kid Game Boy grew up splendidly over 15 years, with Mom even needing to fix her makeup after getting teary-eyed. There's a moment of surprise seeing the super compact GBASP. Just as they're about to blow out the candles on the birthday cake, Sauhan arrives, carrying a cake himself, and immediately launches into a long, detailed story about getting his very first Game Boy. The other characters are clearly impatient for the cake, but Sauhan's epic tale of GB history apparently went on late into the night. What a classic gamer move. This page is a celebration of the Animal Crossing community, featuring a Village Pride Festa that highlights player-submitted content from the original game, plus and E+ versions. There's a quick look at upcoming events in the game, like Earth Day and Mother's Day, noting some event changes in the E+ version. The main focus is on player reports, like the one from Yamagata Prefecture, detailing life in Hoshikuzu and Soyokaze villages, including a unique player group called OBH, and a look at Mizukichi-san's new home, complete with scattered manuscript paper for their Cockroach Battle RPG game. We also see some cool spots in villages, like a favorite orange tree area and a private island. Plus, there are examples of player-created custom designs for clothing, ranging from chic dresses to fun-themed outfits, and even a concept for a player-invented kick golf minigame complete with gameplay screenshots. It's a fantastic showcase of how creative and dedicated Animal Crossing players were. This page continues the Animal Crossing focus, showcasing more amazing player contributions. We see My Designs Galore from Pansuka-san in Niigata, featuring highly detailed custom patterns, including fantastic renditions of characters like Link from the Legend of Zelda series. There's also a look at impressive pixel art designs, such as one depicting Fox McCloud and another based on the Lord of the Rings. The magazine highlights a massive donation of 960,000 bells from a player to help rebuild Nindori Village, likely the magazine's in-game village, received via moving data, which allowed players to visit others' towns. It details how profitable certain items are, and thanks contributors. Finally, the Village Pride Festa rules are laid out, inviting players to submit photos and videos showcasing their villages and houses, as well as custom designs. The winning entry will receive a cool The King of Games t-shirt, emphasizing the magazine's appreciation for the dedicated Animal Crossing community and their creativity. There's also a mini contest, asking players to design a summer outfit for the magazine's mascot, Nindori-kun. This guide provides comprehensive strategies for 100% completion of Kirby and the Amazing Mirror on the Game Boy Advance. Detailed maps for areas 1 to 6, along with specific tips for areas 7 to 9, are included. A key explains map icons like goal games, warp stars, and treasure chests. Specific examples detail how to navigate, using copy abilities like Cutter and Parasol, and locate hidden areas. Strategies for reaching key locations like Area 1, Moonlight Mansion, and Area 6 are illustrated with screenshots. The guide focuses on optimal navigation, ability utilization, and item acquisition throughout the game's interconnected world. The next page of this guide for Kirby and the Amazing Mirror focuses on 4 more areas: Cabbage Cavern, Mustard Mountain, Carrot Castle, and Olive Ocean. Each area is presented with a map highlighting key locations and tips. In Cabbage Cavern, players are warned that attempting the lower route leads to a dead end, where a strong water current pushes you back. Mustard Mountain emphasizes clever use of the mini ability. It explains how to pass through narrow spots by first inhaling a block, gaining the mini ability, moving through, and then re-inhaling the mini ability. Carrot Castle provides 2 key tips: how to obtain a color spray by falling through a specific central hole and inhaling a block, and advising players to head to the upper left to reach the goal, as other directions lead back. It also mentions using the cell phone item for a bomb challenge. Olive Ocean guides players on getting a spray by utilizing the droppy enemy to copy the mini ability to move a block, and how to acquire the area's map by obtaining the hammer ability from Bonkers, who is conveniently located nearby, and hitting a specific stake. The guide continues to offer crucial pointers for navigating the game's expansive world and finding hidden items. This page continues the guide for Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, focusing on the chilly Peppermint Palace. The area is characterized by slippery, frozen ground, making navigation tricky as running can cause you to slide into enemies. The guide provides several key points for exploring Peppermint Palace. Point 1 details how to acquire treasure chests in this stage by traveling through warp mirrors from other areas. Point 2 explains how to get a color spray item hidden behind breakable blocks by going around the outside of a seemingly blocked path. Point 3 highlights a specific water current route needed to reach an upper area, advising against using a warp mirror for this path. Point 4 warns about specific warp mirrors that might contain enemies like Aerodoster or valuable items like drinks, suggesting caution or preparation before entering. Finally, Point 5 notes that the Cutter ability is required to proceed to a lower stage within the palace. The page also features a guide for the area boss, Wiz. The recommended ability for this fight is Ice. Wiz's main attacks involve throwing projectiles like cards and cars. The guide suggests using the Ice ability to both damage Wiz and freeze the incoming projectiles, making the fight much easier.
Be careful when Wiz charges at you.
This Kirby and the Amazing Mirror Guide covers Area 8, Radish Ruins. Careful route selection is crucial due to one-way paths. Tips include quickly reaching a warp mirror by activating 2 delayed switches, acquiring sheet music through a lower route using Kirby's Inhale, and understanding path limitations. The guide also details how to reach specific areas and find a detour treasure box. A candy item can be obtained via a specific warp mirror. Finally, the guide details defeating Dark Meta Knight, recommending cutter or sword abilities, and a distance-based strategy with ranged attacks. Inhaling stars or jumping high are alternatives if a ranged attack ability isn't available. This page dives into the strategy guide for Area 9, Candy Constellation, in Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. The overall map shows various numbered points, warp mirrors, and goals, emphasizing that routes are determined at specific junctures, so paying attention to the map is key. Point 1 discusses arriving from Area 7, suggesting it's the recommended and simplest route. Point 4 explains how to drop a switch by breaking the rocks below it, making it accessible. Point 2 provides a tip for navigating forward using bomb blocks, but warns against destroying a specific one near a warp mirror as it changes the route. Point 5 details the strategy to reach an upper stage. Activate a switch on bomb blocks, open a door, destroy another bomb block, and use a warp mirror, noting that getting the beam ability from a Waddle Doo is helpful for hitting switches and bomb blocks simultaneously. Point 3 covers reaching a lower stage by hitting a distant switch and quickly sliding into a warp mirror before the door closes. Finally, Point 6 highlights that the items you get and even the enemy you face can differ based on the path you took to reach it. Depending on which stage you arrive from, you might get a life up or encounter Fan, a Waddle Dee enemy. This page continues the strategy guide for Area 9, Candy Constellation, in Kirby Superstar. Point 7 explains how to use bomb blocks near 2 warp mirrors to control which path you take, urging you to decide your route beforehand. Point 8 advises using the burning ability to grab a 1-up safely from behind spikes, but recommends using it from a slight distance to avoid overshooting. Point 9 warns about a one-way stage, where you can't turn back after passing certain floors. Point 10 details how to quickly get a treasure chest item by destroying bomb blocks and immediately sliding to reach it before obstacles reappear. Point 11 suggests using the wheel ability early in a stage with many enemies for easy traversal, but cautions against using it right before the goal, because destroying nearby bomb blocks also destroys the platform, so cancel the ability first. Points 12 and 13 highlight the usefulness of the UFO ability, stating it makes stages much easier to clear and is great for navigating tricky areas with enemies coming from above, emphasizing that UFO doesn't respawn if lost. Point 14 suggests copying other useful abilities found in the stage, such as Angel, Sword, Beam, or Fire. Finally, the guide provides a strategy for the Master Hand and Crazy Hand boss fight, strongly recommending the burning ability for attack. It also notes that Sword is effective, with continuous upward attacks, and mentions burning is easy to copy by inhaling the boss hands. This page provides a thorough strategy guide for enemies in The Legend of Zelda, 4 Swords Plus, covering those found up to level 7, including bosses. It promises to help overcome even difficult foes. The guide details tactics for various common and tougher enemies. You'll find strategies for different colored Octoroks, including how they react to attacks and how to approach them. It covers armored foes like Darknuts and Stalfos Knights, advising on their attack patterns and weaknesses. Specific methods are given for unique enemies like the stone-turning Deadrock, requiring the magic hammer, and the electric Buzz Blob, requiring Pachi to handle safely. There are also tips for dealing with projectile users like archers and bomb soldiers, and advice on how to tackle the formidable Hinox, emphasizing dodging its charges. The guide highlights effective tools like the shield, sword, magic hammer, and Pachi for specific situations, ensuring players know the best way to defeat each type of opponent encountered. This page continues the enemy guide for The Legend of Zelda, 4 Swords Plus, featuring a variety of creatures found throughout the game. It provides concise descriptions and strategies for dealing with each type. You'll find details on classic enemies like the tough Gibdos and various forms of Stalfos skeletons, recommending spin attacks for both. It covers magic users like Wizrobes, charge attackers like Peahats and Ropes, and flying foes such as Keese and the diving Tondal. The guide also includes specific tactics for unique enemies like the item-stealing thief who needs to be thrown into a pot, the explosive bomb Chew best defeated from a distance, the sand-dwelling Geldman, and the invulnerable bubble, which must simply be avoided. Strategies for other enemies are included, such as the ghoul and Po ghosts, using light for pose, the sliding fangin in frozen areas, suggesting the fire rod, and the stationary but potentially damaging Dawson blocks in side-scrolling sections. A note on the side mentions that continuously slashing objects like falling floors and pots, possibly the Hamidashin Dori, can yield significant amounts of force.
This page continues the comprehensive enemy guide for The Legend of Zelda, 4 Swords Plus. You'll find descriptions and tactics for a wide array of foes. It covers the P-Had, which sometimes moves and sometimes stays still, similar to the Geldman from the previous page. There are details on the erratic, charging tail, the beam-shooting Beamos that are vulnerable after attacking, and traps that charge in straight lines but are slow when retreating. The guide also breaks down Shadow Link, including standard versions defeatable by slashing, and a boss version that runs away but attacks when approached, requiring stunning with arrows or bombs. Strategies for jumping Tektites, hit after they land, the chained but invulnerable Wangan, pass when it's far, and bees, lure to a bomb nest, are also included. Other entries feature Force soldiers disguised as Force, attack up close or with arrows, Zoras that shoot fireballs from water, use ranged attacks, Moldorms that poke out of sand pits, wait and slash, and the dreaded Floor Masters that grab you and cannot be defeated. Roll away quickly. You'll also find info on Force-likes disguised as large Force, Cheeps in water, just avoid them, Dodongos that need bombs in their mouths, arrow-vulnerable Goma larva, 2 arrows to the eye, the main Goma boss, hits to the eye make it faster, sandworms, destroy matching pincers, and Igors, hit the eye with 2 arrows after making them blink, and a backed guide for dealing with the many dangers in the game. The next page continues the enemy guide for The Legend of Zelda, 4 Swords Plus. It covers 7 more challenging foes. You'll find strategies for deflecting Phantom Ganon's attacks, destroying Iwato by pulling rocks and hitting its flying form, and defeating Big Po after setting the room alight and absorbing it. Learn how to handle Degtail, which splits when struck, Jeekrock by using bomb flowers and the magic hammer, Eglaраce by dealing with its spawned enemies and attacking from above, and Mask Po, which stops when you step on switches. Below the enemy guide, the page announces the 4th annual Zelda Anything ranking. This time, readers are asked to vote on their favorite characters, up to 3, favorite stages across the different game modes like Hyrule Adventure, Shadow Battle, and Navy Trackers, and share their general impressions of the game. To participate, readers send in a postcard with their choices and details by May 6th. 5 lucky voters will win some mysterious Zelda secret goods, with the results revealed in the May 21st issue. It's a fun way for fans to share what they love most about the game. This page is all about mastering Pokemon Fire and Leaf Green, diving deep into battle strategies and Pokemon training specifically tailored for different rule sets. It explains that conquering the Pokemon League in the story mode is just the beginning. True mastery comes from competitive battling. The article highlights how battle rules dramatically change strategy. It discusses common rules used in competitive play, including stipulations like limiting item usage, disallowing certain moves like self-destruct or explosion, and even banning certain Pokemon. It also touches on creating custom rule sets for unique battles. A specific section focuses on level 30 single battles, common in the Union Room. This rule set favors fast revolving Pokemon or those with inherently high stats. It suggests training Pokemon from low levels by defeating weak opponents and using items like Express, Share or Macho Brace to maximize stat gains. Recommended Pokemon for this format include Butterfree and Beedrill, emphasizing their early evolution and versatile movesets. The page also touches on basic battle tactics, suggesting an aggressive, speed-focused approach is often advantageous, especially in level 30 battles, where knocking out opponents quickly is key. Screenshots show battle scenes featuring Pokemon like Kabutops, Alakazam, Gyarados, Butterfree, Beedrill, Caterpie, and Rata, illustrating the concepts discussed. It's clear the guide is designed to help players transition from the main story to the world of competitive Pokemon battling. This page shifts focus to level 50 single 3-on-3 battles,
a common rule set in the Battle Tower from Pokémon Ruby and Sapphire and Pokémon Colosseum. Compared to level 30 rules, this format allows for a much wider variety of Pokémon and moves, making team balance crucial. The core strategy emphasized is building a well-rounded team of 3 Pokémon that can handle various types and battle scenarios. The article suggests considering different roles like offensive attackers, speedy sweepers, and defensive tanks. Training is also highlighted, noting that at level 50, individual stat differences between Pokémon of the same species become more significant due to how stats scale with level and training. The page showcases a few example teams in Pokémon.
One suggestion is using the Kanto starter Pokémon, Venusaur, Charizard, Blastoise, as a balanced core team. Another example focuses on an offense-heavy team featuring powerful Pokémon like Aerodactyl, Gengar, and Machamp, emphasizing using strong attacking moves and taking advantage of opponent weaknesses. The importance of move combinations and utilizing support moves like Barrier or Mean Look for strategic plays is also discussed. Finally, the article briefly touches upon the role of legendary Pokémon, acknowledging their power but noting that rules vary and some might be restricted, so it's important to check the specific battle rules. It stresses experimenting with different teams and strategies to find what works best.
This page dives deep into the world of level 50 double battles, with a 4 vs 4 format. It emphasizes that while the Pokémon level is the same as single battles, the strategy is vastly different, highlighting that coordinated combos are key to success. The page stresses the importance of building a team where members complement each other. It discusses the critical role of the move Protect in double battles, allowing a Pokémon to guard itself while its partner attacks or sets up. Mastering the timing of Protect versus attacking is presented as a vital skill. Overall attacks like Earthquake are powerful, but require careful team composition. The article suggests pairing Pokémon with Earthquake, like Marowak or Rhydon, with allies who are immune, such as flying Hyena types, like Gyarados or Zapdos, or those with the Levitate ability like Weezing. Other strategic combo covered is the Rain Dance strategy, boosting water-type moves and activating abilities like Swift Swim for increased speed. Pokémon like Omastar, Starmie, and Vaporeon are showcased as potential members for such a team. The page also briefly mentions using status conditions and abilities like Skill Swap or Guts to gain an advantage. Finally, challenging the Trainer Tower is recommended as excellent practice for honing your double battle skills.
This page delves into the strategic use of held items, both berries and other equipment, in Pokémon battles. It clarifies that unlike traditional RPGs, you don't use items during a battle. Instead, a Pokémon holds an item that can activate its effect under certain conditions. Berries are often single-use items that heal status conditions like sleep, poison, or paralysis, or restore HP. They are commonly found hidden in the environment, often revealed by the item finder. Beyond berries, there's a diverse range of items, offering various effects. The Quick Claw, for instance, grants a chance to strike first regardless of speed, while the Focus Band can occasionally prevent a Pokémon from fainting. For specific Pokémon like Marowak, the Thick Club provides a massive boost to its attack power. The page also highlights items that specifically boost the power of moves of a certain type, essential for powering up your main attacks. Choosing the right item is crucial for maximizing your Pokémon's potential. The guide suggests matching the item to the Pokémon's role and weaknesses, such as giving the Quick Claw to a slow but powerful attacker, or a Lumberry to a Pokémon vulnerable to status effects, a key consideration in level 50 battles where every turn counts. There are even exclusive items for certain Pokémon, offering unique advantages, and some items come with potential drawbacks that must be considered. This page begins a brand new strategy series for Shuren monsters, Netzel, bringing the beloved characters from the Shuren universe into a unique sports action game with deep raising elements. This first installment serves as a basic training course, guided by the expert Nendori instructor team, showing you how to get started on the path to becoming the world champion. The core gameplay involves a 10-month training period, where you nurture your monster athletes, called Sarkatore, through practice and events. The guide explains the fundamentals of raising your players, assembling a powerful top team, and competing in league matches and battles. It features comments from staff members, offering tips on efficient training and strategy. Screenshots highlight the training screens, team formation, and the ultimate goal: winning the championship trophy. It's a comprehensive look at building and leading your unique team to victory. This page dives deeper into building your championship team in Shuren Monsters, Netzel.
focusing on selecting and training the perfect Sarkator monsters. The guide section by Sensei Kai gives essential advice, stressing the importance of understanding each monster's unique abilities and how to use them to your advantage, even working to overcome their weaknesses. It's all about cultivating the right skills and traits for your players. The rest of the page acts as a roster breakdown, introducing many of the net Sarkator you can recruit. Each monster is shown with its artwork, name, special ability, and a small action screenshot. You get a look at abilities like Mamul's lack of a special skill but resistance to shock, Marmo's dribbling, Messenger of Death's sealing ability, Chintara's fire resistance, Nufur's learning ability, Marujisharo's rolling tackle, Nusatoad's warping hand, Unduba's ball-changing trick, and Tiger Hu's powerful throw. Other monsters featured include Nigiri Hebi, Himakappa, Papel, Karakuro, Oyaji Sensha, Giz, Dragon, Deputa, and Okashita Daikon, each bringing their own unique moves to the field, from tackling and throwing to explosive attacks and hypnotic skills. Knowing these abilities is key to effective strategy. This page continues the deep dive into building a championship team in Shiren Monsters. Netzel, focusing on the crucial aspects of training your Sarkator players. It highlights 3 key elements for effective development, starting with Yaru-ki, or motivation, which dramatically impacts how quickly stats grow. High motivation leads to explosive growth, while low motivation hinders progress. There's a visual guide showing different levels of motivation from high to low, using expressive faces. The guide then discusses efficient training methods, emphasizing the use of training equipment to boost stats and the importance of tailoring training to each Sarkator's position. It details how different stats like shoot, dribble, heading, speed, tackle, pass, keeper, reaction, concentration, and weight affect performance in matches, from the power and accuracy of shots to how easily players can dodge tackles or hold their position. Finally, the page touches on learning special skills and abilities, which are vital for gaining an advantage in games. Just like the previous page, it reinforces that understanding and developing your Sarkator's unique traits is the key to success on the field. This page is packed with info for fans of Shiren Monsters. Netzel! It kicks off with news about the game, highlighting the release of the official Perfect Guide from Chunsoft, packed with strategies and data to help you become the strongest. It also mentions a cool collaboration event with J.League team Sanfrecce Hiroshima. There's a column from a player named Kazuya, titled Kazuya's Arbitrary Road to the Strongest, where he shares personal strategies. He discusses team selection and the importance of specific Sarkator abilities, noting that certain skills can even backfire depending on the situation. He shows a screenshot of a team lineup screen, emphasizing tactical choices. The page also features a column from the Saru Master, Shinichiro Tomi, a game designer at Chunsoft. He expresses excitement for the game's release and shares his personal team formation strategy with a screenshot, challenging readers to figure out the meaning behind his specific setup. He mentions his passion for football and his history with Chunsoft, adding a personal touch. Finally, there's a section showcasing reader-submitted illustrations, adding a community feel to the page. This page reports on a Sega official event for Phantasy Star Online, Episode 2Y, circa ARD Revolution. The goal was to collect 640 guild cards, which would unlock a new download quest. Thanks to the participation of many users, the goal was exceeded, with a total of 677 cards collected. As a result, the new download quest titled The Beautiful Inoris is now available for download. This quest involves helping Inoris, who is in trouble, and clearing it rewards you with the Hanataba event card. Both this new quest and the previous one, the Sea Missionary, are available until April 27th. Clearing the Sea Missionary quest gets you the Nintendo Dream event card. The page features screenshots showing the event in the online lobby, including special Nintendo Dream signage, a group photo of participating players, and gameplay moments from the new Beautiful Inoris quest, highlighting the turn-based card battles and Inoris in a tight spot. It's great to see the community come together and unlock new content. This page continues the report on the Phantasy Star Online event focused on collecting guild cards,
highlighting the intense 3 days filled with Nintendo Dream Readers. Editors Kayan and Keitaisa recount their desperate efforts running through the crowded lobby to gather cards, expressing gratitude to all the participating users and readers who filled the space. Screenshots show the event unfolding within the game's lobby, featuring interactions, player characters, and promotional signage. One image even shows the editors venturing into the Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2 lobby for the event. Kayan shares that it was tiring, and they couldn't talk slowly with everyone, but it was fun, suggesting doing it again. Keitaisa mentions their character initially wasn't recognized, but was eventually greeted by many, expressing gratitude for the interaction. The page also previews some of the luxurious special prizes awarded for the related Senryu poetry competition, including Sonic Team merchandise like a Silpha life-size panel, card sets, a Rappy plush, the soundtrack, and a mousepad. A unique prize is an original folding fan featuring the man item design from the game. A midterm report for the Senryu competition is presented, showcasing various entries themed around the game and event, such as battles, items, and characters. Contributors featured in this report receive a special prize, a themed item box, based on the event's illustrations. The page concludes by stating that the final competition results will be announced in the next issue. This page features a segment from the Nindori's Overflowing Fresh Fruit Temple section, focusing on the King of Fighters X2 for the Game Boy Advance. The main highlight is a hidden scenario that serves as a loving parody of the classic SNK fighting game, Art of Fighting. Editors Osho and Hashimo discuss the game, with Osho expressing great enthusiasm for its quality on the handheld, especially compared to previous KOF titles on the GBA. He points out that this game brings back the spirit of fighting games that felt lost in some earlier handheld attempts. The key feature is the hidden Art of Fighting parody scenario, unlocked by using a specific team composition, starting with Ryo, Kensou, and Leona. The scenario features characters who are clearly parodies of Art of Fighting fighters, such as Jack as a bouncer, Sal as a boxer, and Army. They even mention a character wearing a mask. The dialogue and situations mimic moments from Art of Fighting, including a fateful parody of the first game's ending. Osho is particularly impressed by the technical execution and the attention to detail in this hidden content. It sounds like a fantastic treat for longtime SNK fans. This page reveals a fun secret in the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition on GameCube. Apparently, if you choose the original The Legend of Zelda or Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, and then use the Z button menu to reset, you can bring back the classic, nostalgic Famicom Disk System loading screen. That's a cool little detail for fans who remember playing the originals on the disk system. Below that is the Reader Submission Corner, showcasing interesting gameplay feats. One player managed to raise Marinus in Fire Emblem, the binding blade, to a rather impressive LV20 with 34 horsepower, highlighting the difficulty and effort involved in training that character. Another submission features a massive combo in Tales of Symphonia on GameCube, reaching an astonishing 2,196 hits. The magazine notes this is a huge leap from previous high scores, suggesting they used creative techniques, possibly involving items like hourglasses to extend time. Finally, the magazine is actively calling for more reader submissions for their Doratech, Game Techniques, and Doraplay, Interesting Plays, segments. They encourage everyone to share their discoveries and offer prizes for featured entries, providing contact information for submissions via email or fax. It's great to see a magazine engaging its community like this. This page features the Dream Kingdom, which is the reader's illustration corner for the magazine. It lists the winners for Volume 112, including names like Wapu-san from Fukuoka and Or Sanin-san from Chiba, who receive special commemorative items. The main illustration featured this month is a fantastic piece for The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords Adventures. The commentary highlights the unique gameplay, where you control 4 different links simultaneously, noting that even the single-player mode is engaging. It mentions the game evokes a feeling similar to The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which is high praise indeed for fans of that classic. There's also a brief note from the magazine staff about meeting readers who submit artwork at a recent online event for Phantasy Star Online, Episode 2, circa ARD Revolution. It sounds like they enjoyed connecting with the community outside of just receiving submissions. The page also showcases 3 other reader illustrations. One depicts a striking character, likely from Tales of Symphonia, holding a trading card. The commentary cheekily points out the character's mature portrayal despite being described as young. Another is a conceptual piece imagining games as worlds contained within consoles, potentially referencing the GameCube, featuring characters like a Link-like figure in Kirby. Finally, there's an illustration of a trainer character alongside Squirtle and Bulbasaur from Pokémon, with the artist commenting on using crayons for the background, and the character's cool, confident expression. This page showcases king-size reader art from the Dream Kingdom series. Illustrations include Kalas from Baton Kaitos, Zelos from Tales of Symphonia, and characters from Ace Attorney, Max Galactica and Benjamin Woodman, Pokémon, and The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Artists cite influences from various games, like Baton Kaitos, Tales of Symphonia, Pokémon Battle Revolution, and Kirby and the Amazing Mirrors. Styles range from detailed portraits to abstract pieces, showcasing a variety of artistic mediums and inspirations. This page features queen-size reader art, presenting a colorful gallery of fan submissions inspired by various games. The vibrant illustrations highlight characters from popular series such as Pokémon, Ace Attorney, Sonic Adventure, Street Fighter, The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, and Baton Kaitos, alongside art from Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and even Full Metal Alchemist. Readers shared their passion through depictions of favorite trainers, iconic fighters, Link, Sonic, and the cast of Ace Attorney. The accompanying comments range from humorous anecdotes about drawing and deadlines, to personal reflections on their favorite games, and even a special message for new students. It's a wonderful collection showcasing the diverse talent and enthusiasm of the gaming community. This fan art gallery, Jack Size, showcases a wide range of Nintendo and other game-inspired artwork, including characters from Mario Kart, Zelda, Ace Attorney, Baton Kaitos, Tales of Symphonia, Full Metal Alchemist, Golden Sun, F-Zero, Pikmin, Mega Man, Ice Climber, Fire Emblem, Kirby, Animal Crossing, and Naruto. Reader comments highlight the passion for characters, drawing techniques, and even upcoming game news. A Under 11 section features artwork by younger fans, demonstrating the enduring appeal of gaming across generations. The collection reflects the diverse talents and love for gaming among fans of all ages. This page features Cartoon Land, a section dedicated to reader-submitted 4-panel manga, showcasing humorous takes on various games. It's a fun look at the community's creative side, full of gags and inside jokes only fellow gamers would get. You'll find characters from across the Nintendo universe and beyond, including Link and Tetra from the Legend of Zelda series getting into some wardrobe woes, the adorable but sometimes volatile Pikmin, Nesness's dad from Mother/Earthbound, Captain Falcon and Blood Falcon from Lex Zero, and even familiar faces from Resident Evil, Golden Sun, and the classic Mario and Luigi. These short comics offer a lighthearted glimpse into the many ways fans interact with and poke fun at their favorite games and characters. It's great to see the passion extend from impressive artwork in the previous section to these hilarious comic strips. This page delves into the creative side of the community with several reader submission features. First up is Collaboration Land, showcasing impressive artwork created by 3 or more readers working together. It's fantastic to see fans team up to create pieces like the delightful Kirby characters themed around cooking, a collage featuring various anime and game series like Animal Crossing and possibly Shaman King or Naruto, a collection of Animal Crossing characters in a building, the instantly recognizable Nintendo friends featuring Mario, Peach, Yoshi, Daisy, and Toads, and even characters from the Ace Attorney series. Each piece highlights the diverse talents and collaborative spirit within the fanbase. Below that is a section dedicated to fan letters, where readers share messages and small illustrations with each other and the magazine, creating a sense of community connection. Then things get a little weird with the Slightly Gone Wild illustration corner, which celebrates quirky and unconventional art. Pictured here are a strangely muscular figure, prompting a humorous commentary on its poor-looking body, and a hilariously simple, aged-looking rendition of Mario's head, which the magazine staff joke about having nerve pain. Finally, the page includes the rules for submitting your own artwork to the magazine, specifies the deadlines for upcoming issues, provides the mailing address for submissions, and introduces a small Dorican bulletin board corner for brief announcements and reader questions. It's a page packed with reader interaction and creativity across different styles and themes. The next page dives into some exciting news for classic game fans. Headlining the page is the announcement of the second wave of Famicom mini-releases, set to launch on May 21st. Following the success of the first wave, this release adds 10 more beloved titles to the lineup, presented once again in the nostalgic, clear plastic packaging. The page highlights several of these classic games, with screenshots and box art. We see the original Mario Bros.,
marking the debut of the iconic brothers and offering frantic action for 1 or 2 players. Clue Clue Land is featured, described as an action puzzle game where you find gold ingots by navigating poles. Another classic, Balloon Fight, is shown, highlighting its unique action gameplay of popping opponents' balloons.
The article points out a few key aspects of this second wave.
Firstly, the focus is on games with simple controls and easy playability, and those that are fun for competitive play.
Secondly, unlike the first wave, which only featured titles from Hudson and Namco, this wave includes games from third-party Legends, Capcom, and Konami. They mention classics like Ghosts, N Goblins, Makaimura, known for its high difficulty, and Konami's Twinbee and Ganbare Goemon. Karakuri Dushu, Legend of the Mystical Ninja, praised for their technical prowess. Finally, the article notes that the listed price has effectively decreased by 100 yen, making these already affordable classics even more accessible. Seeing these timeless games get a new life is fantastic for preserving gaming history. This page details more Famicom Miniwave 2 games, including action titles like Wrecking Crew, Ghosts, and Goblins, and Dig Dug, Puzzle Game Drive, Mario, and Konami's Twinbee and Ganbare Goemon. Karakuri Dushu, Adventure Island also makes an appearance. The page highlights the must-have classics and mentions a Club Nintendo bonus collection box for registering Wave 1 titles, with a registration deadline of April 30th.
This page kicks off with some cool merchandise, showcasing life-sized collection figures for Pikmin 2. These little guys come in leaf, bud, and flower forms, with 9 different figure combinations plus secrets to collect. Following that, there's news for Phantasy Star Online Episode 1 and 2, announcing a new online challenge stage, Control Tower, which is hyped as being the toughest one yet, filled with powerful foes and devious traps. Moving down, Nintendo is recruiting students for their 2004 game seminar, where budding developers can learn from the pros and get support for creating games. For Bookworms, a revised edition of the Metal Gear Solid art book by Yoji Shinkawa is featured, bringing back the previously out-of-print collection with new art, including pieces from the Twin Snakes. Finally, the page dives into the world of Pokemon with the Pokemondu column. It highlights a guidebook for Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green, offering detailed info for both newcomers and experienced players. There's also a fun sticker activity called Panorama Peta Peta Story, with Kanto and Hoenn themed scenes, where you can stick your favorite Pokemon. Lastly, a maxi single featuring the new Pokemon anime theme songs, Challenger and Smile, is announced, also including Pokemon Irukana 2004 with karaoke tracks. This page delves into the world of reading manga on the Game Boy Advance. It features a report on the Advance movie adapter from AM3, allowing users to read Advance Comic on their GBA. The editor got their hands on a test version and was impressed, noting that even the News Dream comic strip featuring Link characters is shown in this format. The page explains that to view Advance Comic, you'll need the GBA or GBA SP console, the Advance movie adapter, which plugs into the cartridge slot, and an Advance Comic data card. The manga data is stored on these cards. The unique feature of Advance Comic is how it displays panels. The screen moves with your eye movement, adapting to complex layouts. It allows for zooming and moving back through panels. Visually, the quality is noted as surprisingly good, especially on the GBA SP. Content availability is still undecided, but plans include a gacha-style distribution in the summer for a few hundred yen per item, along with download sales. There's also a campaign underway for Detective Conan, using the Advance Movie format. Special packs are available, which include the Advance Movie adapter and a 64 MB data card containing specific episodes, such as Roller Coaster Murder Case and Piano Sonata Moonlight Murder Case. Finally, a brief news section looks ahead to E3 in May, speculating on major reveals, including the highly anticipated dual-screen handheld, which would later be known as the DS, and peripherals for the GameCube. Mycom is releasing strategy guides for upcoming games in April and May. A 96-page guide for The Legend of Zelda, Four Swords Adventures, April 28th, covers Hyrule Adventure, Shadow Battle, and Navy trackers, including walkthroughs, puzzle solutions, and competitive battle tips. A massive 512-page guide, May 21st, for Pokemon Fire Red/Leaf Green, and Pokemon Coliseum provides detailed walkthroughs for catching all Pokemon, a Battle Win book section for improving battling skills, and comprehensive training strategies, even for beginners. This page features announcements for 2 upcoming strategy guides from Nintendo Dream. One guide covers Mario Golf Advance Tour,
a 96-page book set for release on May 10th. It promises to detail every one of the game's 252 holes, teach basic techniques, support character development, and include recommended routes for the story mode, complete with field maps. The second guide is for Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, a larger 192-page guide launching on May 14th. This book highlights the game's interconnected world with a large map, explains copy abilities, helps locate treasures, and provides strategies for tackling bosses. In a question box segment, the magazine addresses the question of a Pikmin 2 strategy guide, confirming that they are currently working on one. They mention playing sample versions of the game and hint at creating another unique guide like their previous popular one. The page also includes a list of winners from a March giveaway and details about previously published GameCube and Game Boy Advance games with their prices. A ranking of the top 20 best-selling Nintendo games from March 22nd to April 4th reveals strong performance for new releases like Dragon Ball Z, Supersonic Warriors, and Full Metal Alchemists. Meisu no Rondo. These anime/manga adaptations topped the charts, selling over 111,000 and 97,000 copies respectively. Established franchises like Pokémon Fire/Leaf Green and Super Mario Bros. Maintained high sales. Reader reviews showcased player enjoyment of the top game's features. The list also includes titles from various platforms and genres, highlighting the enduring appeal of classic games and new releases. This page reveals the top 15 most anticipated games according to reader surveys. Topping the list are major titles like Pikmin 2 on GameCube and Mother 3, tentative, on Game Boy Advance, showcasing strong excitement for Nintendo's beloved series. Rounding out the top 5 are Mario Tennis, tentative, and Star Fox, tentative, for GameCube, and the highly anticipated Resident Evil 4 from Capcom. The ranking also features a diverse range of games, including Chunsoft's intriguing Homeland, the action-packed Wario World, Square Enix's GBA title Kingdom Hearts, Chain of Memories, and the unique Shiren Monsters Netzel, which makes a debut appearance just before its release. Reader comments express eager anticipation for treasures in Pikmin 2, the return of Mother, and specific characters like Princess Peach in Mario Tennis. The Q&A section delves into GameCube third-party sales, highlighting the success of hits like Resident Evil and Beautiful Joe, which achieved significant sales figures, while noting that other third-party titles struggled. This section emphasizes the importance of Nintendo's support for third-party developers on the platform. Games just outside the top 15, such as Mega Man 03 and Mario Golf Advance Tour, are also mentioned. This page previews upcoming games launching in late April and May, highlighting Pikmin 2 for GameCube, which expands on the original with new creatures, challenge modes, and unlimited playtime. Handheld options include Naruto, Saikyu Ninja Daikeshu 2, Mega Man 03 with deep customization, and Steel Empire, a Mega Drive remake praised for its steampunk aesthetic. Other titles include Mickey's Pocket Resort, a minigame collection, Cardcaptor Sakura, and Stelvia of the Universe. The lineup offers a diverse range of genres and styles. The soft schedule details upcoming GameCube and Game Boy Advance releases. New and updated entries are highlighted in red and blue text, respectively. GameCube titles include anticipated games like Wario World, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, and Killer 7. Game Boy Advance features Sonic Advance 3, sequels like Dragon Quest characters, Torneko no Daibuken 3, and RPGs like Final Fantasy I and I Advance, and Kingdom Hearts. Chain of Memories, a preview of Super Chinese 12 Advance, a collection of 2 NES games, is also included. Many release dates and prices are still pending. The next page announces Volume 113 of Nintendo Dream, set to release on May 21st for 490 yen. The main focus of this upcoming issue will be an urgent report on the E3 press conference, featuring a special team covering the unveiling of the mysterious Nintendo DS, a sequel to The Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker, and other unannounced new software. They also tease strategy information for Pikmin 2. A small advert panel highlights Mario Golf GB for Game Boy Color, released back in 1999, calling it possibly more fun than real golf. The editor's voice section shares insights and anecdotes from the staff. They touch on the recent trend of nostalgia in games, the challenge of balancing work with long holidays for publishing deadlines,
and personal experiences like attending a SpySo event or discovering spyware on their computer. One editor expresses a desire for a release of Live Alive, while another discusses the pros and cons of extensive replayability in games. Contact information for submissions and inquiries is listed, along with the magazine's website, http://www.nindori.com, where readers can check out the latest issue and production updates. The page concludes with a list of the magazine's staff and publication details. This page is a full-page advertisement for a Game Boy Advance campaign tied into the release of the Detective Conan movie, Magician of the Silver Sky, promoting advance movie cards with special gifts and a quiz starting April 17th. This page is a full-page advert for the Famicom 20th Anniversary Game Music DVD and CD series, featuring classic game music and footage, plus a premium T-shirt lottery campaign. This page features Metroid Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance, announced as a new information piece. It's described as a remake of the legendary Famicom original, brought back to life by the development team behind Metroid Fusion. The game is coming to GBA, and isn't just a simple remake, but a complete new work incorporating new actions and presentation elements not found in the first game. The page showcases dynamic artwork of Samus Aran in her iconic power suit, highlighting her return for a lonely battle. Quote, "Release details include a May 27th date, published by Nintendo, priced at 4,800 yen, and is an action genre game for one player." A screenshot shows Samus facing enemies, familiar to players of the series. The page title banner reads, "New information." This looks like an exciting return to the roots of the series, with modern gameplay enhancements. This page continues the coverage of Metroid Zero Mission, focusing on the diverse actions and special abilities Samus Aran will utilize. It highlights how the game captures the feel of the original Metroid, while incorporating refined mechanics, like the power grip for hanging from ledges, and advanced bomb jumps in morph ball form, familiar from Metroid Fusion. Key items and suits are showcased, including the classic Ice Beam for freezing foes, and the indispensable Various suit for enhanced defense in hostile environments. There's also a hint of mysterious, unanalyzable items, and the possibility of other unique suits. The page also drops exciting news about two major bonuses included in Zero Mission. First, the complete original Metroid for the NES is packed in, offering a fantastic way for players to experience the series' origins directly. Second, by linking Zero Mission with Metroid Fusion via communication cable, players can unlock Fusion's full gallery of 13 ending posters. These bonuses are a great treat for both longtime fans and newcomers alike, adding significant value to the package. This page dives into some of the menacing indigenous creatures inhabiting planet Zebes in Metroid Zero Mission that Samus Aran didn't encounter in the original games. As Samus explores areas like Brinstar, Norfair, Turian, and the newly added Criteria, she'll face unique, often giant and dangerous enemies. The page highlights several of these new threats, including the sudden appearance of Diorumus, a massive, armored, worm-like creature that bursts from walls or floors, suggesting its weak point might be its eye. There's also Kirugiru, which starts as an eerie larva and can transform into a parasitic form called Karam Chirukiru, capable of scattering spores. Deep within Norfair's magma, Samus must contend with Mutua, a powerful grasping hand that attempts to pull her into the lava, requiring clever use of the power grip ability to avoid. The magazine points out that the deeper Samus ventures into Zebes, the more ferocious and numerous the enemies become, emphasizing the need for upgraded suits like the Various suit and ample missile reserves, alongside the player's own skill. Finally, the page teases the ultimate confrontation with a glowing image of Mother Brain, confirming her presence as the final challenge.